Arthur Okonkwo in goal. What is love? Arthur Okonkwo on loan from Arsenal. Arthur Okonkwo in goal. What is love? Arthur Okonkwo on loan from Arsenal.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching in the world. It's game day, Wrexham, Reading. We're doing this one. It's at the Kai Ras. For those of you who just joined us to watch Stockport knock off Bristol Rovers, thank you for doing that. But now it's for the real time. It's the big one. It's the return, potentially, of Mr. Mullin. Welsh Pool getting on the bench for this one. Lots to talk about and leading up to the lineup and those sorts of details. For me, and if you were with us last week, we watched the Reading versus Wigan game in anticipation of this one and tried to figure out exactly what Reading was, who they had, and all those circumstances. And what did we learn from that game? We learned that they have a good center back in Mbengue, who plays on the right of their four. Right, he's of their two center backs in their four. He's on the right side. Mbengue was solid the entire game. Dorsett, as their left back, shut down everything on that side over on for our attacking right winger. That being Barney for this one. And then Ehibhatiomhan, one of the better players I've seen in a long time, or at least he had himself a hell of a game. Was exceptionally impressed with his ability to just butcher the Wigan defenders along their right side. And so the big question for me leading into this one was, what's going to happen and who's going to be the guy that Parky lines up to take on Ehibhatiomhan? And the answer to that is Ryan Barnett and Max Cleworth in tandem on that right side. So that's, to me, the most fascinating part of the lineup as far as this game is concerned. Obviously, for the season, you've got Moles back on the bench. Other interesting things. So just to go through it, I don't know if you have it up on the screen, Brendan. Did you put the graphic of the starting 11 up?
Sure. Give me a moment.
Yeah, go ahead and throw that up there, and so we can walk through it. But unchanged from the first match of the game, or first from the start, you've got the first game of the season, I should say. And you've got Ogonko going to be in net, obviously. The back three that's been consistent throughout. You've got Cleworth, O'Connell, and O'Connor. In the middle of the pitch, you'll have Cannon, Dobson, and Lee. And then on the wings, Barney on the right, McLean on the left. So we've put Barney instead of Revan. And then you're going to have Marriott and Palmer starting up front. The real interesting stuff is who is and who is not on the subs bench. Obviously, Mullin, the big name, the big ticket. We'll see whether he comes in 65th, 70th minute, which is when I would anticipate him to come on, probably to a roaring, welcoming crowd. Good morning. As the eldest stirs next to me. Just give me 1 second here. And then Scarr are going to be the subs as far as on the back line is concerned. Scarr, the only person there. Bolton also available, and I imagine having Bolton and Revan and dealing with the wingbacks is solely because of Ehibhatiomhan. You're going to be those wingbacks are going to have an answer, and if it's going to be Barney, great. That's exactly what we need. But we've got both Bolton and Revan as options to come on. The bigger surprises to me is that Evans doesn't make the subs. Instead, we've got Jones. And Rathbone doesn't make the subs. So no Evans, no Rathbone, and instead Jones slides in. So it's an interesting depth chart move. It's an interesting, the fact that our only midfielder that can come in as a sub, Jones. And then up front, Dalby gets dropped from the side, obviously Mullin sliding in, and you'll have Fletcher to be, man, that's a lethal combination at the end of the game, isn't it? Having Fletcher, who's leading the team in shots on target per 90, up at averaging 4. He's stirs the drink when he's on the pitch, and then Mullin. So quality coming in off the sub bench. Impressive to see. I like it. I like it a lot. And so let me know your thoughts on that one. I'm gonna pull up. I had the Reading one, and then I've lost it. So let me go see if I can pull their starting lineup. No real surprises for Reading because they've lost Femi Aziz. He went off to Millwall in a transfer that happened, I think it was Tuesday off the top of my head. He was their second most played as far as minutes go last season. He was tied for the club lead for goals and assists, not goals and assists independently, but together. Involved in scoring 17 times last season. And so he gets transferred to Millwall. And that leaves their leading scorer from last year, Smith, who had 15 goals. He's going to be there. He didn't look good in the last game. He looked labored. I talked about that during the Stockport game. Just generally, I don't know if that's his style and just who he is as a player, but it wasn't noticeable. Ehibhatiomhan Savage, the Welshman, two games for the Welsh national team the kid has had. He plays in their midfield, and so he contributes certainly. He plays in more of an offensive role in their midfield. And he is the beneficiary quite frequently of those passes from Ehibhatiomhan when he goes to the goal line and does the cutback passes. Other than that, everybody else, I mean, they've only got really 18 players to draw from. So when you're putting towards a squad, you kind of already anticipate who you're going to get, right? 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, 18 players. And so it's what you see is what you're going to get. They've got 2 kids from the academy who fill out the 20 that they have in the roster, and they're not in the lineup. And so everybody that's listed is what they've got, and they've got to throw the kitchen sink at it, as it were. You'll have to tell me, I've got my Wrexham AFC /videos site has a red dot, and I'm not loading the game up. And so I don't know if that's a deficiency on my end or what's going on, but I'm logged in.
I had to refresh my login because I stayed logged in too, and it was telling me I needed to buy. So I went in and I went into like view subscription and stuff and kind of refreshed, and then it changed from buy the stream to watch it. So interesting.
Well, I'll let you give me your thoughts while I'm clicking around here to try and figure out, because I don't even see a place to log myself in. So while I'm clicking,
you have your name in the upper right hand corner.
I don't. It doesn't look like I'm logged in at all, and my available packages aren't there, and I don't even see a login spot. So did they disconnect me? Am I overreacting? I don't even see a place to log in. So I'm going to have to click around.
I am going to go. We didn't get any pictures through Discord, so I am going to hit Twitter and I'm going to bring some pictures up on the screen. We got the Welsh pool one. Let me see what else is in play here. We can go through some other pictures of the players coming in today. Palmer. Nice and sunny. It looks like much better weather than it was at Stockport. Barney. Players doing signatures. We had the fans from Reading coming in, and this was from Matt, who he said, send us something. And we can get a little video footage of walking through, coming into the stadium here. Some good videos today, good pictures.
I'm going to my other browser that I never use because I don't have a login option, which I find awkward. But it's let me in, view subscriptions.
Sorry for the cough.
Well, that's going to be frustrating for a whole host of people if they end up having to, but at least we know. So for me, if you're watching, I usually use Google Chrome. I don't have a log out option. And so I've opened up Microsoft as a different browser and gone, and it's loaded up with no issues. And I've got the rainbow swirl as Mr. Lee walking around. I got Mr. Griffiths in my ear. And so all is well and good. That's fascinating. Oh, no audio to my channel right now.
I can hear you fine. You're streaming fine. So
let us know if anybody's having any issues loading into us, as I just got a message on Discord. iFollow didn't recognize me. And so everybody's talking through Discord and otherwise. So some logged out and back in. Others used a different browser. Not recognizing us. So that's going to be an option for all of us. So for those of you who have it, great. Everybody can hear us. We'll deal with the tech stuff. Reading sold out their away end, so we're going to be all good. If you guys are struggling with getting into YouTube or getting into iFollow, if you have the option to refresh and get out and reload, then go ahead and do that. If you don't, for myself, I had to open up another browser that I never use, the Microsoft Edge browser, and I'm using that to watch because I've had to load it that way. So go ahead and do that and have a look. Anyway, they're starting 11. Pereira is their goalkeeper. He looked relatively solid in the game against Wigan, but not really that tested. He's taken over the starting position in net this year. Their back line, Dorsett, number 3, that's the name to look at down their left side. 27, and Mbengue, he's in their back four. They play a 4-3-3. He's on the right side of their 2 center backs in the middle of the pitch. Smaller guy. And so that'll be fascinating to watch. And I got to bring the link over for the Terry Fox run. And Smith at number 10 up front. That's really their mix. Wing is wearing their armband. He was involved in a lot of assists last season, but I didn't really notice him that much either. And then the rest of their lineup, other than Savage, sort of capable, but just there. I mean, hard to say. Wigan never really threatened, and that was largely because of their center backs and Mbengue and Dorsett. And it was just Ehibhatiomhan, the guy with the long name, beating it up. So if you watch the Who Are You series, we tried to get somebody from Reading. I had unfortunately had a summary trial, and so work was nuts this week and wasn't able to pick it up. I'm going to test the chat. Let me know if that's working for you, Brendan, and everybody's good. So yeah, it's great to see Mullin's on the back. Good morning, Giselle. The game not available on TV in the UK. Obviously, the 3 p.m. window capturing everybody is available on iFollow only internationally for this one. And so if you're struggling to get into iFollow, we'll talk about that. And the other thing, that if you join me for the Stockport match and you are a Canadian, I'm just going to flag it and grab the link here and post it and pin it. They are giving away to Canadians only a flight to the UK that involves the free flight, 3 nights at the Ramada, tickets to a game. You get Thanksgiving dinner at the Mbengue. You're going to get a concert with the Declan Swans at the Turf. A whole bunch of chaos and fun and beauty. And how do you get in to draw it is you have to find their Instagram page and like and comment on Instagram. And I'm going to find that just so that I can put it up there. It is Terry Fox Run UK, and scroll down and find the post that's got Terry Fox Wrexham Run. Like and comment there, register for a Terry Fox Run, and get 10 donations, and you're into the draw. And right now, there's only 7 people who have liked and commented, and I don't know how many people actually went ahead and registered. But for me, I thought it ends today in about 15 hours from now, 14 hours from now. And so for me, I'm going to be, I've registered for a run. Quit smoking, do a 5K. Seems fair to me. So for those of you who are interested, load that up. The link is there. And if you feel like donating, I would certainly welcome. It goes to a great cause. Terry Fox raising cancer research funds all over the place. And Mark's having tech issues, a bit of concerns. He dropped out and dropped back in. I just thought he took a break, but he's got some tech issues again. They've got to figure that out. Score predictions. Haven't done that one in this one as well. I'm going to call another clean sheet. Even though Ehibhatiomhan's there, I'm going to be bold enough to call the clean sheet, and I'm going to say it's a 1-0 win. I don't think we're going to light it up, but I think we're going to take it. Let me know what your score predictions are. I do think that we'll be able to take this, remembering the fascinating stat with Reading last year, if you missed it, is they had a deplorable record away from home. Only 4 wins last season away from home. They were very good at home. So, and the fact that they're the same players and the same coaching staff and the same issues, I don't expect that to change. We'll see how it works out. What were your thoughts, Brendan, generally of the Reading club? Do you think I got it right as far as the threats that were out there? Did you? See, I got to write down exactly the matches. I think you watch everything along with me.
Yeah.
But yeah, go. What were your thoughts on Reading from their Wigan performance?
Yeah, I thought they looked very good. Calvin looked super dangerous. The team looked solid. Yeah, I think this should not. I don't know. I think their defense is will have some opportunities. I think, but I think they're very dangerous. This is going to be a close game. Their quality, the fact that, like you said, they barely changed anything from last year, makes it so that they understand each other. They're going to be solid. They're going to communicate well. Yeah, I think they got off to a good start. I think they're probably feeling good about themselves and feeling like they can come in and steal one here from Wrexham. So
yeah, no joke of a club.
Not bringing it, we're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, they had. I mean, they've got the same record as we do, and they took on Brum and did their thing away from home. So you kind of expect that they'll be able to. They're a solid club. What we've been talking about, I think, from the time that the season was announced, is
looks like Charles stayed in a Holiday Inn Express, so because of that, we're going to win 4-1.
Is that the secret? Is staying in the Holiday Inn Express when you're over there? That guarantees a win?
I guess so. Yeah, that's the joke, right?
All right. Just trying to get everything all set up on my end, as we didn't do it. Jumped straight in from the Stockport game, who've now gone 3 games in a row without allowing a goal. What's your thoughts on the lineup? You spoke briefly about it, or at least in my ear, during the Stockport Bristol game. But what's your thoughts on the lineup, both the bench and who's on and not on, and who's running on the right-hand side?
Yeah, I really wonder about the Rathbone thing. I don't know whether or not he is even injured. My guess is maybe he wouldn't be. I don't know if he looks at Rathbone differently than Cannon. Like I was trying to figure out if the Rathbone is the same, position. Is that who's filling in? Like if you're gonna put Rathbone in, is it Cannon that comes out?
I think it's Cannon.
Yeah, but so Lee has no sub. Like what is it? Like I'm trying. I don't know.
I think Rathbone can play either up front, right? I think. He's a box-to-box guy. He's not as offensively gifted as Lee, but you take on a different dynamic if you put Rathbone on instead of Lee, is in the sense that you're more defensive, more maybe even a better control as far as passing through the midfield, but not so much a scoring threat as Elliott is. And so I don't think we have a midfielder who plays that similar attacking role that Lee does, but I can see Rathbone sliding in to fill both of those spots. I was just interested, don't see him set up there. Paul checking in from Wrexham. It's going to be one of those games with 3 p.m. window. So for those of you who didn't succeed in getting tickets to and anticipate another sellout, the interesting part, the late edition. I don't know, Brendan, if you saw that one. They've got the fan zone. They released those tickets early. They released everything else over on the cop end, but they held back that entire far left side and just opened those up late. So fascinating there. Ian, thanks for subscribing. That's another thing. Let the algorithm gods know that we're here. The easiest way to do that, subscribe if you haven't. Let them know that we're here so that we can capture more and more people as we go on. And Jack of all trades from Rotterdam, welcome again. Here all the time. I actually think that, do you have that cut and paste? Because it seems to be the same entry. And I love it. It's kind of a tradition is seeing Jack appear and do the introduction. Love it. So just slept at home with the cat. Yeah, that'll put you out. 4:30 wake up call for me. It's been an early one. Been slamming the coffee and was exhausted afterwards. But the blessing is the audio so much clearer. I hope that this holds for the entirety of the game, because I've been having issues with Mr. Griffiths showing up into my earbuds, and I hope I've missed his voice. Looking at the table, then. It's the third game of the year. You're not going to look at this at the table until October, November, and start to say that things are good or bad. But knowing how tough the matches are that are coming, with Brum obviously right around the corner, Shrewsbury, Peterborough all upcoming, how important is this one? A home game against a solid club.
I don't know, to keep the momentum you'd want to at least draw, right? Ideally, we could take a game like this. Like, we're going to have to, if you're going to lose games at home, you don't want to give it away to bottom half of the league teams, right? Bottom half of the table teams. So Reading is a top third team, top 10 team probably, right? So,
yep.
If you lose to Reading at home, as long as you don't get spanked, it's going to happen, right? Like, that's if you're giving a good performance, you're playing hard, and they happen to nick you, fine. You want to be playing well. There's certain games I think you can't lose at home, and this isn't one of them. But this is also, if you happen to beat Reading, which is the team you'd be competing for a playoff spot, is an actually important game. And if you're going to get points from them, you're better off trying to get them at home than you are on the road. So, yeah, this would be a big plus to get full points here.
Oh, that's interesting. Hey, at the Red Horde, I don't know if the donation link was for non-North American donations, but I'm getting the error. The billing state must not be greater than 3 characters. Interesting. I don't have an answer to that question, and there's nothing I can do to fix it. I wonder if I can backdoor it somehow. Because I guess it would just be me making a donation myself, which I can certainly do. But we'll worry about it. And so Mark, then brought him back, and then lost him again. And so they're going to try and figure out the problem as they try to correct it. I don't know why he blipped off there for a second. So issues from there. Paul and Julia getting to know each other. Yeah, Shetland Islands is fascinating to me.
Is that like what does that count as? Does that count as?
Well, the Shetland Islands, Scotland, and I don't know if they're.
That's what I thought, right? It's Scotland.
I would assume. I haven't actually looked up their political. The wiki page is telling me that they have a Shetland Islands Council. And so I don't know if they've got a seat in Scottish Parliament. They do. As we learn all about the Shetland Islands, the Shetland constituency of the Scottish Parliament, and then we're operated by the Islands Council locally. So one of 32 council areas in the country of Scotland.
I just love being able to connect with these people all from all over the world. Like, this is awesome.
It's awesome. And I haven't checked. You got the ticker running down below up to 52 countries. And so if you are joining from somewhere, and there you go, listed as Scotland. If you, I'll just shorten my state to 3 letters. That works too. If you got the map up behind us, or behind me, 52 countries have been when we added Honduras. And so if you have the opportunity to, and you're viewing from another country that's not on the list, that's scrolling down below, feel free to go ahead and add them as the ding. I felt like such an idiot making that video. I swear I wasted like 10, 15 minutes trying to figure out why they were called the ding before I realized it was Reading. And I had one of those groaning moments where I was like, come on, man, that's sad.
Well, one of the polls you got to start is at what minute do they bring in Mullin?
Let's do it. I'll go over there and find where I'm putting that in. I should need to close down on some of my browsers. I got way too many things running here. I can close that one off. No, but talking about the community that's continuing to build within this, I find it fascinating. I find it fascinating that different games and different circumstances bring in different people. I find that when Wrexham plays at home, within the 3 p.m. window, we end up getting more people. So whether that's, I don't know if there's audio coverage, I don't know if it's preferred, I don't know if it's for the chat, but I find it interesting that it's the 3 p.m. games, we get more local Wrexhamites. And I find that the Tuesday games is a far larger international community. I don't know if too late over. I mean, it's a 7 p.m. kickoff, and if other people are doing other things, preferred around that time. But it's fascinating too how the dynamic and the analytics shift from match to match as we go around the globe, depending on when kickoff is and what time and how available the games are. Heavier UK, and interesting enough, heavier US coverage when CBS Golazo covers the game, which I would have expected to be completely the inverse because it's available on TV. But I guess people, because they have it and it's a watch along, they watch along more often in the US. So it's interesting watching the analytics that happen in the background with this stuff. And also fascinating to me that only out of the cities that I get viewership from, the outside of the UK, the only top 10 city that I have is Toronto. Toronto falling, I think it was 7th last time I looked, out of all of the locations in the UK. So clearly UK focus, but then country-wise, the UK blowing the doors off, but then the US, way more viewers than Canadian. Despite, it seems like all of my Canadian viewers come from Toronto, and I don't recall many being from Toronto, so they must be stuck in the background. But I find that the community is fascinating to me, and I'm thankful for it. I'm just trying to find here where I have the stream rolling so that I can do the poll. There we go. So the poll is going to be, when does Mullin appear? He won't play at all. Before the 65th minute. Add option. I'll do between the 65th and, what do we say, 75th minute? And then after the 75th minute. There we go. I'll let you guys vote on that, and I'll bring back the chat and see what everybody's talking about here as we go through it. Donation successful. Thank you, Deandra. I appreciate that. So that's awesome. It's a great cause, and we'll see. I'll have to take some pictures, and I won't record my time. And there's the message for people who haven't been here before. Please don't announce the goals ahead of me. I'll make sure that you guys have the clock running and you know exactly where it's at. Home games are always better. The race course is our 12th man. Absolutely. Deandra agreeing with him. And towards the end of the season, we started playing quite well away from home. But yes, it's game time, hosers. Oregon, I know that there are familiars that are at others that like Janie from Portland, who we were able to meet, who's on Teach Me Out of Wrexham, who doesn't necessarily stop by as frequently here, but she certainly stops by. I don't know how to treat Northern Ireland. Did I not put Northern Ireland in, or did I just call them Ireland? Because I don't want to offend people, because I don't know how they define themselves as, you have the James McLean, I'm Irish, and you have the loyalists, the nationalists. Wow, very us with the strict call 72.3 minute mark exactly. Yeah, Ahmad, that's what I expected, is that when the game was on Paramount Plus or CBS Golazos, I would get less viewers from the US, but the opposite is true. I get more American viewers when the game is on in the US. And so I don't know whether that's because they prefer me to the broadcast. I don't know if that's because they're watching, they want to have the chat available to communicate, or what the reason rationale is. But the analytics show I get way more. But I'm okay with that. Well, we've had Ireland, and I know that, like, the country of Ireland, and I certainly can add Northern Ireland, because we've done the same with Wales and with Scotland and with England, and so certainly makes sense to me to make it 53. I will do that. No choice, because it's awesome, Julia, and I'm envious. Did I just hear a whistle? I did, but we're not underway, as everybody's lining up, so we're going to get this one underway. That was a short intro to this one. Brendan, I guess I'll see you at the half.
Yeah.
And thanks for all that you do producing this and setting it all up, as there's our first look at Ehibhatiomhan. Tall, fast, quick, dynamic, and he's gonna be problems. He's gonna be trouble. There we go. Eastward, hi from muggy Toronto. Yeah, I'll do that. I haven't had, there's been lots of friends made from Northern Ireland that we've been chatting with throughout the channel. I just never thought to separate it, because I never want to offend people, but I think it makes sense for those that hold different views. Nice to see a full group from Reading making their trip up for the Royals. And here we go. They're Ehibhatiomhan standing above the ball, waiting for the whistle to blow. I hope I'm not that too far behind everybody, but we'll wait until we get the call in, as the referee looking at his watch for me. I can't wait to hear the race course roar. I'm hoping this is a good one. Once I get this underway, we're underway. For those of you who are struggling with iFollow, for whatever reason, they're requiring you to log out and log in. And on Google Chrome, it's difficult to do. I couldn't find out how to do it. So I had to use a different browser, whether that's Firefox. I'm using Microsoft Edge because it's what I had on the computer. And so you'll have to go ahead and grab that. No foul on that one. Oh, he did blow that down. So Savage taking out Dobson early, so it's a free kick to start things off, and we'll end up watching how Cannon busts down the right-hand side, gets it over to Barney, and this is the matchup I wanted to see on this side of the ball, because Dorsett shut everything down, and there he does again, take that one, but it lands to Cannon, who lifts it up over the net. So Dorsett on that side just seems to be against the Wigan match, and he's got a block in early on this one, or at least a partial block. A wall when it comes to stopping those crosses, and we'll see how that starts. So FOTMAP said it started. I may be a minute behind. I'm coming up to the minute marker right now, and you can mark it at 1 minute. So they may be underway, and if you're watching FOTMob, you might want to shut it down so you don't get the goal announcements, or bring it up intermittently. as Palmer ends up having it back heel, and Wrexham takes control of it over on the left-hand side. O'Connor settling it for O'Connell. All the way back to Ogonkwo, and we'll set this one up and look to build it up with a long ball instead. Marriott there knocks it down. Just going to load up the FOT mob for me, so I'm able to follow along. And I guess the good thing of watching Reading too is you'd hope that I'd be able to follow their players. It looks exactly the same to me, except for Akande getting the start up at the front instead of Femi Aziz didn't get the start. It was Akande, and then swapped it out. And Ehibhatiomhan there. Savage lined up on the left-hand side behind Ehibhatiomhan, and he was the recipient of those cutback passes, and they search for him early. Barney, and the introduction is made, and there's Ehibhatiomhan towards the goal line, and he beats Barney, walks around him, but ends up driving it the other way, taking a slap in the face as he does, as Max guides him out, and nothing threatening comes of that one, but he is quick, and that's the pace that he had, just getting around Barney. 50-50, the early touch of the ball as Barney's took a whack in the face. Going to have to be ready to turn and go with that, man. Mia really quiet on the comms. Hoping they turn that up, or at least for me. Score prediction for the game. Paul, I went with 1-0. I didn't get it from Brendan. He can give it to me in the ears. I'll pass it on. Or did I get the score prediction? If you've got a score prediction, go ahead and type it out. I follow issues too, yeah. So Brendan says in my ears, 2-1 Wrexham, Mullin with a late goal. So we'll see how that one goes. If you are having iFollow issues, you either have to log out and log back in if your browser allows it to do that. Google Chrome wouldn't do that for me, so I ended up having to go to Microsoft Edge or Firefox if you have it. Find a different way to log in on another one. I don't know why it did that, but everything is fine. Pereira thumps it down the field. Savage has brief control, gets it to Cannon. He tried to get it back to Barney, and Barney lost it. Ehibhatiomhan has it, and Barney rips it off of Ehibhatiomhan. Cleworth dances Ehibhatiomhan. But it's O'Connell back. Ooh, a little bit of a slow, gentle pass to Ogonko, which put it under some pressure, but he's able to clear it. Ooh, a 4-1 prediction, Various. Wow, DeAndre 2-1, Lee and Fletcher to score. Cassie's on a cruise. Aw, you won't get the video with the internet, but you got us. You got us, Cassie. 3-1 Wrexham from 4 on Ashram. Another 3-1 from Ghoulish. And we'll see how it goes. As right now, nothing threatening, but we haven't been able to build out here. We're trying to go through the floor, which I like. It's just as I say that, Barney lifts it all the way forward to Marriott, gets it to Cannon, get it to the left side, and the guy lost control a little bit and had to spin himself. He finds Barney, and here's the Dorsett, who gets his foot on that ball. That's two blocks for Dorsett. Blackpool up early against Cambridge. Man, Cambridge just hasn't been stirring the drink early this year. 1-1. Looking for the draw is Maud and Tobin 2-1. So the battle for Barney is going to be trying to get it around number 3, Big Dorsett. And that was one of the things that I suggested previously, and I don't know how it's going to look as the game proceeds, is do you want somebody to like Bolton, who his success is not, his skill at crossing is not to the level of Barney, but what he does offer is he's able to drive the middle of the pitch. And maybe you want to have somebody take him on and try to beat him to the middle of the pitch. And they're talking about the embargo again, and John brought that up, John from Massachusetts. And if you're with me, John, feel free to comment here on this one. I thought the embargo was listed in December of 2023. So I thought they could add people. Here's Ehibhatiomhan into the area, and Max cuts him off neatly. Well done. That was wing set Ehibhatiomhan forward, danger man. and Max was behind him but was able to catch up and cut him off. And so that's good stuff. Audio only. Yep, the 3 p.m. blackout will grab everybody. And Birmingham goes up early on Leyton Orient. Good morning, Santiago. Nice to have you again, my friend. Reading with control in the back line. That's Binden as part of their 4-3-3. And Craig on the opposite side. And this one gets up to Binden. And he looks to move the ball forward as they pass it around on their back line. Idaho. We haven't done the state check-in. There's only, I think, 10 states left. Should run that one too, maybe at some point today. Goals everywhere early on. Within the 10 minutes, Birmingham gets one. Peterborough, Exeter both get one. Blackpool goes up on Cambridge. And that one, Reading pushes forward through the middle of the pitch, and it's overstruck, and it just rolls harmlessly to Ogonko, grabs it. And yes, W&G with the scores. An amazing wicked addition. And I'm hoping that we're able to get him the toys to play with, but I appreciate that he's filling in the chat while everything gets set up back of house. Sam and the team in Australia working on things to make everything going. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate that. Morning from Calgary. I got special love for Calgary because I lived there for 3 years doing my law school stuff. And so living up in the Northwest and then making my way to school. Had a lot of fun. Although I hate the Flames. So CP, last year I had to pay $32, $25 as a fee, and then the additional $7 on the tax to send each kit every time I ordered stuff was about $32. But I shipped it to my office instead of to my home, both, and they came separately, and I didn't pay any duty or tariffs or taxes this year. So I don't know if that's a change in policy. I don't know if that's because I sent it to my office or otherwise. But Lee had it, on that handball, blown down. Dobson, whistle blows. Caught Dobson on the elbow that was chicken winged out, re-stealing that ball off of Reading after Lee lost it. And so it's going to be Reading with a free kick. 8 minutes and 30 seconds. Still trying to find their feet, are both teams, as this one goes forward. Possession, 62% for Reading, 38% for us, but most of it unthreatening. Here we go. Marriott. Oh, that's got to be a yellow. We were taking a shot on goal. We were literally in the backswing. Palmer was swinging the right foot, and he just gets wiped out in the back and can't get the shot away. That's a yellow. It has to be a yellow. The backswing was going for a shot at net, trying to get it around Mbengue. And he just gets ripped down by Elliott. So fortunate there. Well, I guess what we do get out of it is a free kick from about 25 yards, I'm guessing. Maybe 27. I haven't seen the ball on the pitch, but that feels about right from memory. I'm with you. Capper cheering for Ipswich. Mullin is on the bench today, Mystery Gardener, so that's why the poll is there as to when he's going to come in. Feel free to throw. My vote is with the majority. I'm in that 65 to 75th minute. I think Brendan, to speak for him, is when he can't speak for himself, suggested it might be later than that, given that he's coming back from injury, and no reason to put him out early. To paraphrase what he said, for me, I say if he's on, that means he's got to be healthy enough to go. Going to have him out there, so we'll see how it goes. I ordered directly from the Wrexham site and had it sent over, and so send it to the office. Here we go. Lee taking it right-footed and just misses, probably a foot too high and a foot too far to the left, but a searching right-footed thump. Struck well, asked the question, just missed it the other way. Got it over the wall, bent it down, and just did it go over the bar? Yeah, maybe more than maybe a foot over and 2 feet wide. But in that area, we do need we need a fundraiser for Mia's microphone upgrade. Kim, we should be doing. We do need this. I was thinking about it at the start of the season of adding comment of the match, and I think Kim would probably take maybe 70% of them, but making a graphic for it. I'm going to write that one down and might start it late, but we'll keep it as comment of the match. But that one in the running early. Long ball searching right now for Reading. Nothing really going through. We're set up, settle down, and look to get this one underway here. Again, 11 minutes in, still searching for some excitement as Marriott in a battle with Bindon, but Bindon grabs and gets it to Mbengue. And if you're looking at him, smaller center back, he's not big by any stretch of the imagination, but he looked exceptional in the first match, and he slides it over to Craig. Craig back to Pereira. See, I'm loving the fact that I've seen, like, his half of their team I'm able to call out just by recognizing them. So Ehibhatiomhan makes his way, and Barney's on him. Do not let that man free. Bindon over to Craig. It's just the slow build-up and lots of possession. It's looking early like the game was in the last match that we had, in the sense that it's heavy possession, but, you know, is it really threatening? It's just a lot of kickabout with the center backs. But here we go. Mbengue serves it up to Ehibhatiomhan. Barney gets on the front side of him and then shoulders him off. Well done, sir. Perfectly played, and thumps it down and gives it back to the center backs. Bindon maybe a little bit more gently to allow Marriott to potentially fight for that ball. But other than that, we'll take it. Charlton, interesting, goes up 1-0 on Bolton. Cross into the box, far post. McLean there. I don't think he touched it, and it'll go for a goal kick. Is Marriott better than Mullin? Who's fire the debate? Brendan says straight off, no, he isn't. Deandra says, I think so. Oh, and then corrects. Says, I don't think so. I'm still a Mullin fan, but I do think Marriott is I think I would like to see Marriott and Mullin run together. I know that it's not the hold-up play that Parkey likes, but I think having two buzzsaws would be exceptionally entertaining. John, not having to watch iFollow, every game has been on CBS or Paramount, including next week too. Is this one? I guess it's on Paramount right now. So yeah, that's excellent for you guys. Is Reading coming forward into the box? Dangerous opportunity. Cross, and Ehibhatiomhan knocks it back for Savage, and he bangs it off of Cannon's head. Whoo! Craig, I don't know why he made that extra pass. But anyway, Dobson intercepts the ball, and away he goes, and now we're going to look to counter it, and Cannon's ahead. Cannon on the run. Marriott flipped up forward, and it gets into the feet of Bindon and cleared over to Mbengue, and nothing comes of that. We'll have to see Mullin play. What the right answer is, of course not. Leyton Orient drawing equal with Birmingham. Love to see them struggle, and I hope they struggle all season. Draws at best for Birmingham all season long. Bindon advancing it forward. Ehibhatiomhan. Max sticks his foot in, clears it out. Well done. As we've seen the process, and it's predictable. There's nothing to it, and we knew it was coming. All of the buildup, other than one, has been through the left side. They're just not going through the right. Smith over there, Elliott over there. And Craig looking, and as I say that, he builds over to the right. And John, I wanted to chat with you about the transfer embargo. Mark was talking about it before. I thought it was lifted December for the January window of last year. But maybe I'm wrong, and I read that off of a Google search that it had been lifted. Well, 4 teams, right? Because Crawley's there, but I don't think that they're going to make it. But I mean, it's too early in the season, and Stockport's got the gift of an easy start to the year. They don't really have a difficult schedule till they get to November, December. So it's hard to really judge. I think Stockport will be in the hunt for a playoff. I think we'll be in the hunt for a playoff. I don't think Mansfield was. They haven't made enough changes from their lineup last year to make the improvement, I think. And there's Barnett trying another cross, and there's another block by Dorsett. And that's just, I think that's going to be the script all game. And I don't know whether we change it up or we just take on the challenge. But Brendan says in my ear that you take it for the corners, is he's able to get the cross away on that one, but it's not there for Lee trying to get up. Elliott falling to the ground there. I don't think there was much of a pull, but hi, Denise. How are you? Yeah, that's the problem with iFollow, right, Benjamin? When it doesn't work. And so for those of you who are trying to load it up, you have to log out and log back in if you're able to do so. And if you can't, you're going to have to open up a new browser, as I had to, as it's a bit of a pain in the rump. 16 minutes in. Possession 67-33, but we're leading in expected goals and in shots. And so that's sort of how we've been playing. Savage with it, setting it up. Dorsett draws it back, and it's just going to be more kicking it about in the back. If you're joining us late, if you're Canadian, go to I've pinned a message up at the top there. I'm taking part in a Terry Fox run with an opportunity to win a free flight to Wrexham. And if you're Canadian, you can too. The details are there. Sign it up. Let us know if you've got a link. We'll put it out there. People, feel free to. If you got $5, throw it into the kitty. Cancer research, Terry Fox, good stuff. And I'll be running in Vancouver September 15th on a Sunday, and I won't record my time. Dorsett cross into the box, but it just collected easily by Ogonko, and just nothing threatening so far by either side. Lots of feeling out, kind of one of those ugly ones. Forgot about Mansfield. I understand that. Overhead, chasing down Dorsett. Palmer is, and he gets his hands on him, and Dorsett falls to the ground, and it's going to be a Palmer having a bit of a mock on that one, saying that he stumbled himself down. Oh, Antoine, he's been working out. He's in the lineup. He's a sub. He's going to come off the bench. And yes, if you're in the U.S., watch it on Paramount Plus, and then listen to me if you so choose. I appreciate that, Tom. Zmojic has already scored for Ipswich. You miss him being a Rover. I can understand that pain. But then you scored 6 against I think I got the right Rovers. It was Blackburn that beat the tar out of Stockport in the EFL Cup, wasn't it? 6-1. So there's goals in the team, at least when taken on League One sides. And Joanne, thanks for joining. Like button, subscribe button. Go ahead and click it. Let them know we're here. Perfect. South Africa. Nice play by O'Connell, stealing that one away. Got to the ball first from around the back, but able to nick it in. Ooh, nice little interplay, and Elliott grabs it. And so that's the dive again. Got to love this referee, and look him up, Brendan, in the background, because he's not taken into the flops. Brendan's happy in the background. No, I think Davis had to leave. He didn't have a spot. Well, the shocker for me is that no Rathbone and no Evans in the lineup. But I think you've got Rathbone, Evans, and Jones, and they were all ahead of Davis. And so I just didn't know where you play them. Deandra commenting on the score update from W&G. Birmingham and Leighton already with 3 goals in the first 20 minutes. And Birmingham takes the lead back from Brum. McLean, first time we've said his name, is he's running towards the middle of the field, draws it back to Dobson. He's got a scramble. He's got 3 people on him, and it gets over to O'Connor to O'Connell, and he's looking forward. Switch back over to the left-hand side. Lee knocks it down. Got McLean, doesn't give it to him. Towards the middle of the pitch. Far right, looking for Barney. He's got space. If you're going to get that cross in before Dorsett gets there, it is. It's dangerous, but just a little bit too short for Marriott to be able to get a header on it. But Barney's got it again. Looking for another one. He gets the cross past Dorsett, far post, but headed away. I'm liking the look of this. That's what we needed. And there's a draw, and the referee blows that one down for a free kick, and I think that one was appropriate. Yeah, and he got hurt, and I think it's hamstring, I heard, so he's going to be out for a while. And then O'Connell pulls him down, and nothing there. Oh, yeah, dangerous ball back, though, to Ehibhatiomhan, and Cannon's able to save that one. Yeekers. The referee is being consistent, and I hope that that's both ways. And now here we go, Marriott down the right side. Sets himself, tries to get it across, but it gets banged into and it's spun back, and Savage is able to collect it for Reading. Cheers forward, MG Wrexham. And if you are watching this on Twitch, and I forgot to change it, somebody told me that I needed to set the category and I didn't do that. I forgot. Twitch, write it down, things to do. But if you're watching on X or on Twitch and you find us, feel free to come over to YouTube and as well. The chat's easier to take part in there and follow everything that's going along. But yeah, no chintzy fouls as this one is Ehibhatiomhan has it, and with pace, he just blasts forward and it gets the pass forward. Whoa. Timing was just perfect. That was one of those dangerous ones where you're like, please get the ball on the O'Connell tackle, and he's able to get it in front of Savage, and Savage goes over top. This is now starting to get some heat to it, and we're running as Marriott gets it to Cannon, draws it over to Palmer. We're 40 yards away, looking to set it up. Back to Cannon, over to Marriott. He spins, draws it back to Barney. And we're going to set it up through our center backs as W&G updates us. Huddersfield up 1-0 on Shrewsbury. Take a breath, Sean. Take a breath. Oh, nice spin by Lee, and he's able to get that forward, and he's going to play advantage, and it goes all the way forward to Barney. 18-yard box, cross in, headed away by a center back. But our crosses are now getting through, and the swarm is on. Lee with it, 32 yards out. He's searching. Cannon, 20 yards out. Barney looking for a cross. He gets it over top of Dorsett. Headed. Goal! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Palmer. Header. Serve it up for him. Barney lands right on his head, and he just puts it into the right corner, and we go up 1-0, baby. Ollie Palmer with the beautiful service, and he just runs over and gives Fletcher straight to the... Faster than anybody on the field can get to it, he goes and gives Fletcher a nice warm hug over in the warm-up area. You gotta love it. Game isn't on 3 p.m. blackout in the UK, Dan, so you're not going to get it. But Palmer scores it up. That was just, you felt that building because Lee gets that, hands it over to Cannon, and Cannon smartly gets it to Barney while Dorsett's sitting in the middle of the pitch, so he can't block that, and it's served up beautifully. And that's, as I talked about Mbengue and how good he was up against Wigan, but I also said he was a smaller guy, and that's just Palmer climbing the ladder ahead of or behind Mbengue. And getting over top of him. Yeah, you couldn't have placed that onto his head better than what Barney served that up. Yeah, find the mismatch, serve it up to the mismatch. She was a beauty. Yes, yes, yes. Possession 62-38, but it don't matter when you get service into the box like that. And there's my question answered. Is Barney going to be able to answer Dorsett? And he has for the last 10 minutes, and that one was an absolute beauty, aided by Lee and Cannon getting it over to him quickly. And we're staring at the table, W&G. We're in 5th place. Yeah, Gail, if you can't log into the game, you got to use a different browser, or you have to find a way to log out in the browser that you're in. It's a bug. Everybody's been dealing with it. It's been a pain in the rump. But that's the only option. I've opened it up in Microsoft Edge, which is a browser I don't think I've ever used before, but happened to be on my computer, thankfully. And I'll have to check it early so that it doesn't happen again. Oh no, Craig missed it changing over from X. But welcome. Dorsett with it, 35 yards out, looking to serve it into the box, and O'Connell, nice little scramble to be able to get his head on that one and clear it. Reading's able to grab it, though, and here we go. They've got it 25 yards out, and they're looking. It's just Elliott and playing with it, serve it up, and there's O'Connell again with another header. But now he's dancing. They held the ball. The two of them collectively, that would have been a jump ball in basketball for freezing the ball between each other. It's run into the back of, and ooh, maybe lucky we didn't get a penalty, and they go to cross it. Yeah. No foul called on O'Connor, who ended up taking out. And it looked like number 6. No, was that Craig all the way forward from his right back position, which they do with their two, Dorsett and Craig. They play a 4-3-3, but Craig and Dorsett occasionally come all the way forward and almost play like wing backs. And he was all the way forward there and got clattered into by O'Connor in the box, but no call given. The ref letting him play, including inside the box. Yeah, I can't log in at all. It's you have to log out and log in, or log into a different browser. And that one, another takedown in the box. So you're gonna there's mugging all over the field that's gonna be allowed here as we go on a run. Marriott all the way forward. He's got no support, so he's gonna take a crack and Pereira. He is a pariah. Blocks that one. Let's go from Detroit. Yeah, no TV coverage. There won't be any in the UK because it's a 3 p.m. blackout. Right? You guys never get coverage in the UK. Welcome back again, Gabalok from Honduras. Appreciate you being here. And yes, we've lost the audio, so you guys are stuck with me calling this one as we've got a corner here from O'Connor serving it up. Going to be the left-footed in-swinger from the right side in front of the temporary cop in the fan zone. And I'm interested if I get a view of the cop of looking on the far right side, the closest side from the camera angle to see how many seats are there, because they released those only 48 hours before, and Capper got retracted. The bot grabbed him. There's a service going to go far post, headed back into the area, and they say that was a foul. There was a foul there. I don't know where the foul was, or did they say that crossed the line and goes for a goal kick? I'll find out. Log out, log in, and then you'll begin. There you go. Barnsley up on Northampton. Northampton Town struggling to start the year. That's got to suck. I would be nuts if I was at home and can't take the game in and I'm listening to the crowd roar. But you'll probably know when the goals are coming. War Rose logging in. That got to be early hours. Midnight start? Is that what it is in Sydney? That's a great question, John. I mean, with the service you'd see with him from the 18-yard, outside the 18-yard box, you'd think that he'd be set up for it. And there's a yellow card, and I missed. That must have been for complaining. And that's Smith. Doesn't wear the armband, but he's the guy who stirs the drink for them up front, or at least did last year. He looked labored in the last game, but he, must have been for chirping the referee. But I like that call. That's a good shout, John. Are there any games on Sky Sport at 3 p.m.? I thought that's why they were moving their time. What do I know? I think that they're sold. I think they're sold tickets. I think that somebody just didn't go in there. Mod is we're just waiting here for it to be underway. It kind of got scrambly, and since the Smith yellow card. Cambridge scoring to even it up with Blackpool. That's good news. Anytime you can get somebody expected to be at the bottom of the table to take on somebody. And I'm curious about Blackpool because they struggled in their game against Stockport. Exactly. Maybe they've been rated too high. Lincoln goes up on Mansfield. Oh, and yeah, Charlton, W&G got that one early, beating those ones up. But yeah, UK 3 p.m. blackout. I don't think any games can be shown on TV. Yeah, and I don't agree with it, but it's been the rule, and I don't think it's available for anyone. And there's a question for the folks in Wrexham as that one's headed in the air, and Ogonko goes up and collects it with Smith running into him. And Gareth, welcome to the club. Ogonko staring, waiting, having a look. I understand it to be that all the games are included when you have the season tickets, whether you go or not. As Palmer trying to lead Marriott, but he got too much of the ball with his head, and it ends up at the feet of Dorsett, and he's going to turn around and spin this the other way through wing. The captain. Slowing it down. It's methodical. It's a slow build for Reading, and for us, as soon as we have the ball, we're running. And that was just a lazy kick, deflected out. And Reading's going to run and grab it quickly. And Mbengue trying to get it to Craig. Draws it all the way back to the Pereira. Oh, interesting. Not cup games. I thought that they were. But thanks, MG Wrexham, with the update right there. All league games, you get your season tickets, but not the cup games. I don't know. Dance Nation. iFollow's not available. In the UK, they black it out, and here comes Reading. They've now found a seam. They've into the 18-yard box, and dangerous. And don't know if that was a shot at goal. Don't know if that was an attempt to serve it up for Smith, but that was an attempt by Who was that an attempt by? That's not Dorsett. 37? 20. No, that's not Mbengue. Who are you, young man? You're not on the roster. Wasn't listed to be on the starting roster. Who's number 37? There's something to search on the Google thing. Search on Google to find out who number 37 is, because he's not. Oh, Akande. Akande. I got it. Akande. Didn't see him in the last game, but here's the slow build up from Reading again as they cross the midfield stripe. Hey, Alex, how are you? There you go. Now you got to add a VPN, Dance Nation. Yes, if you're in the UK and it's 3 p.m., you can't watch a game unless it's with a VPN. They block out for all games at 3 p.m. to encourage people to actually go to the stadium. And it's been like that since, I think, the 50s, 60s. And there's the hint. Still without Mark in the background, and the audience has gotten quiet as Barney's got some open space over on the right-hand side. Dorsett trying to catch up to him. 18-yard box service to the far post. Header off the post. Head locked down. Head stopped. Marriott shot scores. Woo-hoo-hoo! Elliot Lee cleaning up the garbage, baby. That one that was up there had an opportunity to put that one in, I think. Yikes. That was off the post, down, or off the crossbar, down. Another shot saved by Pereira. Grabbed again. Ooh, baby. We will take it. There's the no spoiler shout. Try and keep that one under control, but that one was exciting just because it bounced around, and I'm going to have to talk about all of the guys who ended up getting a touch on that ball, because it went crossbar down, shot, save, back out, Lee scores. And that was Barnett. Beautiful service, far post, gets headed towards goal by McLean, gets knocked down, and then just cleaned up by Lee. So let's see if I can. McLean missed, hits the post, hits his leg. Marriott stopped by the goalkeeper. Lee with it. Marriott right there, left-footed, and he swipes at it, and Pereira's then down and out, and Lee just cleans up the garbage with the keeper laying down. Count it up. 2-0, good guys. And Reading trying to build up again. They're going to give a free kick, and that was for the double scrape. Dobson gets him. And the instant reaction, the hands up. Avoid the yellows. No, that 3 p.m. blackout is a edict of the FA, I believe. But it's for everybody, and that's why the big announcement with Sky moving games. That's why they've been moving games earlier, moving games later, is to get more coverage outside of the 3 p.m. blackout. Is that one off the crossbar, and Ogonko not in the position to stop that one, because that was crossed into the box, and Binden able to get his head on it and bangs it off the crossbar. Right foot headed off the top of the crossbar. To the right of Ogonko. That's what I was saying. Like, consolidation is massive for me. Being competitive for the playoffs was what I kind of expect, but making it would have been awesome. As Palmer grabs Binden and just pulls him down, and then interferes to slow it down. Wing grabs it to Mbengue. Dave from Berkeley checking in. You've missed. Ooh, Barney with the dance. Just pulled that one back. The service up the field, maybe a little bit to be desired, left a little bit to be desired, but the initial play there to dance that around, was that Savage that he danced? Because it was Savage, whatever it was from Barney. Barney on the first one, the perfect crossing pass. Lee and Cannon got him the ball early on a quick switch, had space and served it up beautifully, and Palmer headed home. The second one was just McLean, Marriott, and Lee all combining with 3 shots on goal, and the third one found the back of the net. A header down off of the post, a Marriott shot that was blocked, and then Lee smashed that one in. As we're sitting in silence, no Mark Griffiths again. The audio is still a problem, but Lee chasing that one down. It gets knocked back to Mbengue, and Reading settling it down and slowing it down. And I think, Gareth, the Sky experiment this season is going to be a large determinant of that, moving all of the games and finding out how do people attend what's the attendance between the earlier games? And we saw the Stockport one earlier this year, not a sellout, probably 90, 95%. Ehibhatiomhan with it, 18-yard box, dancing into the middle. There's his cutback. That's what he does. He takes on as many men as he can and draws it back. And there's the shot and attempt, that one from Elliott, who had come and filled the space in the middle of the pitch. And that's what you find Elliott, Wing, Savage. Their three midfielders will all move to the middle of the pitch when Ehibhatiomhan has it and try to free up space and take a crack from that 18-yard box. And that's what they build towards, and they found it there. Maybe for Savage. Maybe. But if I remember the criticism, is I thought a lot of people weren't that interested in having Savage. I'd say it was about 50-50. Yeah, and Kim, I that was the discussion. For me, it doesn't make any sense, because I think you go to more clubs and you take on more games when you get to know the storylines and the players that are out there. So watching more TV, you see the more of the players that are out there. You get to know their styles, and you want to go see it in person. But yes, there are iFollow issues worldwide. Those iFollow issues is if you normally log in and you go in, it's not loading. So you either have to be able to log yourself out and log back in, or go to a separate browser. And I've got somebody that I need to... And Mbengue with it, just bashing it about along the center backs. And the chat doesn't pop. Awesome. Reading with an 18-yard box into the area. Ehibhatiomhan. Oh, and Welsh covered by Cleworth, who came over and got in front of that ball, blocked the shot, and then Cannon gets pulled down, and away he goes, stepped in the back of his thigh. Blackpool scores to go back up on Cambridge. And we miss Mark too. We had him for about 16 minutes, 20 minutes, and then it's been silent there for a while. There you go. For those of you who missed the goals, Fearless and Devotion on Twitter has it covered. As here comes Barney down the right. Bold move by Fearless, because the EFL cracking down on those guys, and I hope they don't. I appreciate all the vlogs that we're able to get, and been challenges. So Reading with possession. Dorsett has it, throws it. Lee had an opportunity to nick it, but can't get it. And here's Ehibhatiomhan in the midfield. And the nice thing is we've been closing on him frequently. Craig all the way forward, right-hand side. Reading, 18-yard box. Just swarming defense. Holy jumping. I haven't seen, they're getting all the time in the world up until they get to about 40 yards away from goal. And then the walls start to close in. But anytime they get close, it is just swarming defense as Reading tries to clear one all the way down, and Ogonko knocks it down. I'm with you, Joel. Well, I think we're going to look at that for sure, as Bolton will be an aid looking. I mean, they're one of the best teams, second best in the league last year with their home schedule or home record. So taking points from there is absolutely massive. There's Stoke with a Wrexham logo in Vegas. Good for him. Is League One better than MLS? Debatable. The players who have played it, there's a YouTube video out there. If you put it out there, I should find that one and keep it handy. It's a really good video of a survey of players, and they basically say that MLS is like a lower championship, higher League One comparable. So you'd think that we would be. I think Wrexham would be competitive in the MLS. The fascinating part of that question for me is the MLS is lots of really good young talent, and it's a retirement league. But those 24 to 28 years of age, everybody ends up, if they're good, being over in Europe. And offside on that one. Long ball pushed forward to Barney on a switch and not there. You can dream right from the first kickoff, Santiago, for promotion. I'm nowhere close to expecting it, but I will hope for it. And there's Thomas. I think what you're saying is what I said. Mid-table. You think mid-table championship is MLS. Okay. I'm only going from the people who play in the video that I saw. And so that's what I heard was lower level championship, top tier League One. But we'll see it. It's tackling even allowed. It's a retirement league. So no, they don't. It is far more open play. Yeah, ball boy slowing the play down by throwing an extra ball in so they stop it and everybody gets set. E-I-E-I-E-I-O. Up the football league we go. How we get there, I don't care. Dorsett with it, left side. Advances the ball forward to Ehibhatiomhan, who's been made exceptionally quiet so far. And he gets it. Dobson comes all the way out on him, and it goes over on a switch over to the right-hand side. Yikes, where am I going here? Turned over, spun about, stolen by Elliott, spins. He's still got the ball into Savage, 18-yard box, and O'Connell with another timely block. He's had 2 headers, and then that block right there with the leg. You think that happened? I mean, to be fair, MLS has improved. You look at the last 2 seasons, the League's Cup, MLS taken control over Liga MX. So there's maybe an argument to be had that they've improved since that video came out. Ipswich over City as Rocky versus Apollo. Well, now if you're watching on iFollow, we're not getting any crowd noise. We're not getting anything. We got video only. At least previously we were getting crowd noise, unless they've just gone that silent. Nice little play by McLean to draw that back. Gets it to Dobson, who gets bumped into, but he gets the ball forward to McLean. McLean along the line. Is that offside? Yes. Marriott about 2 feet in front of Mbengue, and they get into a bit of a shoving match there. And Marriott says, "What the hell?" Yeah, I get the argument, and as I'm thinking about it, I can accept it. The video was made probably about 3 years ago, I think, and there's certainly been players that have been coming over. That guy named Messi being one of them, but Gerard just joining LAFC. Oh, and we're gonna go with non-Mark Griffiths commentary. That's got to be frustrating for the guys. Barney with another dance, getting that around Ehibhatiomhan, but another long ball forward that doesn't really do much. Yes, another striker. Yes, I mean I want another striker. Interesting, Antoine. You think he's going to come in earlier? I think that if we've got a lead, there's no reason to bring him in. Give him time off. Bring him in just in the last 5 minutes just to get a run, get a cheer and and make an announcement. But I'd shelf him and give him as much time as possible. O'Connell, nice little ball forward, just a little bit too far, and Pereira is able to kind of scoop that one, steal that one away. Elliott with it on the right-hand side. Oh, and now we got Mark back. Yay. Lots more building over on the right-hand side now. Maybe that's just splitting it up because they've tested Ehibhatiomhan and Barney is there. But Mark, we're all there. Peterborough scores 2-1 up on Exeter. That's an expected scoreline. And I'm with you, DeAndre. He has been great. Dorsett moving forward, inching forward. Savage, 25 yards out, all the way over to Akande. Akande, quick, pacey, but hasn't had the touch control. Craig, interplay over to Elliott, all in that 25 yard box, and they're trying to look to find something to get towards the middle of the area. Akande with it, looking to dance McLean. McLean with the block, lands on the feet of Craig, who's come all the way forward. Elliott, he gets it in, and O'Connell throws a head on it, clears it out, and we'll get a corner here coming from the right-hand side. I've got Mark back. It came back with audio, and then it came back with cut him out and brought back in Mark. So Craig's cheering for Craig, but not. Oh, so it's going to be a corner from the other side. It's going to be from the left, their left side. Right-footed in swinger, going to go far post. And Gonko comes out confident, swipe that one away. And Ehibhatiomhan, who was over there, has to go and chase it. And Lee nicks it from him, punts it through the legs of Craig. And can he get around him? And Mbengue pacey center back. We took advantage of him with his lack of height to score the Palmer goal, but there he just easily takes that one away from Lee. All the way dangerous, 18-yard area. Ehibhatiomhan over on the right-hand side moves over, and just 3 guys swarm him, and Dobson easily pickpockets him and moves the ball away, and Palmer swings it over to the left-hand side as we look to settle it down. Lee, back to O'Connor. O'Connor, left foot, swing it up to Palmer. Can he get a light touch on it? But Mbengue there to clear it away. And in open area, you see the skill set that Mbengue has. Closer to goal, his height starts to become a bit of an issue for him. But Dorsett, again, that 4-3-3, they move their left and right backs forward to work on the left-hand side. And here we go, right cross. And a heel kick by O'Connell. Can they rescue it from the corner? They can. Well done. Cleworth goes over there and swipes that for a throw-in as Lincoln goes 2-0 up on the Stags. Oh, I missed it. We were at halftime. 2 minutes at it only. We blasted through it, and I thought we still had another 5 minutes left in this half. That's how excited I was, glued into the screen and not looking at the thing. We've gone to halftime. Yikes. So while Brendan looks to click and join in and have a chat about what was, as G-Zone said, a great half, just a friendly reminder for you, and I'll go through all the details. If you are Canadian, find Terry Fox UK on Instagram, like and comment. And if you do that and you register for a Terry Fox run and you find 10 donators for a great cause before 9 p.m. Eastern time, which is 13 hours from now, you're in the draw to get a free trip to Wrexham, airfare paid for, 3 nights at the Ramada, Thanksgiving dinner at the Mbengue, turf concert with the Declan Swans, and a ticket to a match. So I've entered into it. The Terry Fox Run in any event is an amazing cause to support raising money for cancer research around the globe. The story well known, and they're doing their first Terry Fox Run in the UK. And I know that Sandy, who's often here, is actually in Wrexham for this one and rocking the blue shirt and doing the Terry Fox Wrexham promotions. So and I know Matt, Racecourse Ramble, is running in that one as well. But I'll be running in Stanley Park. Quit smoking, go for 5K run. Seems to be like a prudent decision. We'll see how I hold up, but I've put my name in the hat. The link is up there. I would absolutely welcome if you've got $5 to spend, throw it in as a donation and support the cause and support my little run. And maybe I get a trip to Wrexham out of it, which would be a nice little add-on. It is a total mess, but we'll see. It's back. So Brendan, that first half, what do you think? What are your thoughts?
We looked good. The last 5 minutes, Reading looked way too comfortable, and we looked like we're on our back foot. So that halftime came just perfect for us to get out of there without any damage and keep the 2-0 momentum. But presuming we can come back out with energy. I was thinking to myself, there were a couple times where Cannon got beat in the middle defensively. One of their best opportunities, Reading's, was on a juke on Cannon. And I was thinking this would be perfect. Like we had talked before, Cannon at home, you know, when you're on your front foot and you're pushing forward, you're trying to score goals. And Rathbone is your away guy. To play good defense and still make things happen. And I was thinking to myself, okay, like I've seen enough. Cannon's got beat a couple times. It would be perfect if Rathbone was on the bench and you bring him in the second half after 5-10 minutes with the lead at home, and we don't have him on the bench. So
yeah, it's. I wonder if Parky would have a home unit and an away unit to a certain extent, and Rathbone filling that equation. I think he's still figured out where Scarr fits into this. But you watch how Cleworth has been playing. It's been impressive. Just to the couple comments, Kim throwing out there, Paul mentioning just before I took off the comment, a great cause, the Terry Fox Run. Yes, absolutely. Kim, Wrexham with 32% possession, and we can go through the FOTMOB stats, but I'm with you in the sense that when we have the ball, we're immediately on the front foot and trying to advance the damn thing towards the goal. Both Bolton and Reading. build up slower through the back. You look at the stats, and I don't know if you've got the FOT mob there. I can bring them up, Brendan, just temporarily. 68%, 32% possession, but you look at the XG, we're almost at 1. They're just at 0.3, and that's a byproduct of the different change in shots. 7 shots, 3 on target, 3 big chances. They've got 4 shots, nothing on target, no big chances. And that swarming defense is what I've been really impressed about. I don't recall it being that obvious and that impressive as far as just swarming around the ball whenever it got 22 yards or closer. And a lot of blocks. Interesting that you look at the blocked shots and it says that we've had none. I mean, I guess the headers that O'Connell had, and he had an exceptional first half, and because I'm hard on him, I should give him credit when it's due. He had those 2 headers that he cleared away from danger, and then and he had a block. Just must not have shown up there. A lot of tackles, 1 in interceptions. So we'll go through those stats there. They're further down. Interceptions 5-1. Blocks 3-0. So interesting. How do we got no block shots, but with 3 blocks? But I guess a different quality. They're saying 10 clearances to 3. I got to be frustrating for Pereira. He's 1 save out of the whole mess. Is there a play of the half, Brendan, that you can think about? Which one was your? I mean, you saw the swarming goal, the Barney goal. It's there. Whether it was something defensively,
there's a lot of great passing. That chip in cross from Barney, he took an extra half-second pause on that and really chipped it with some spin and dropped it right on Palmer's head with the smaller defender. I mean, you could tell it wasn't his typical cross. He slowed down, took his time, and put it right there as if he was throwing it, and that was awesome. I would say, you've lately been getting to say, kind of tip your cap for the guys that you're big fans of, and you would call Marriott maybe better than everyone's giving him credit for. I've always been huge on Barney, and I didn't like the fact that he wasn't in last week, even though I think Revan needs to be on the pitch. I think nobody crosses the ball better than Barney, and it's too much of a threat. And we had no offense against Bolton, and Barney's been sparking it here, so it's kind of hard to leave him off. I understand if you want a better defensive team, maybe he's not the guy for you. I would agree with that, but you better have a better threat offensively than if you don't have him for crossing. So
I've muted because I've got both creatures in the room with me right now, but just watching that replay, I mean, there was the nice thing about the first half is not only do you have the 2 goals, and you've got them from 2 different plays, right? You've got Barney's service, and then you've got sort of the team just swarming the middle of the pitch and taking all the options. But defensively, we had a lot of plays as well with O'Connell stepping up massively. You had Cleworth and Barney shutting down Ehibhatiomhan, who I was really concerned about with the way he played in that game against Wigan. As we're dealing with the screaming. The kids want to be with Dad.
Your boys are playing harder than Reading is.
Well, I got one out. The one who injured himself yesterday is still passed out in the bed, and the little one's trying to wake him up so he can have some fun. And it's not being well received as we deal with the madness of the house. It'll be nice when we're able to finally sell our place, I'm hoping, and move and get a little bit of added space. But yeah, the fascinating half, both because, I mean, O'Connor was solid defensively. Cleworth was solid defensively. Barney dealt with Ehibhatiomhan, and when he didn't, Cleworth was there to help. And O'Connell had himself a beast of a half with the blocks and just positionally being there all the time. Thomas saying, I miss those days of the chaos. Fortunately, that's the nice thing about my Saturday mornings, is my wife understands football, being from South Yorkshire, is she lets me join you guys and play this out. So yeah, it'll level out, and I'll look back and figure it out. So nice. Thank you for the reminder, Antoine. The like button there for everybody. I would appreciate that massively. And I'm having a look at the Terry Fox page just to see. I appreciate the donators, you guys, for stepping up. So if you get an opportunity to throw some stuff in, it would be massively appreciated. As we've hit 4. I'd like to find 6 more if we can, even if it's a $5. Throw it in, please. Would like to get to 10 before this ends. And by all means, if you're setting up your own, let us know if you're Canadian, so we can try and get you enough supporters as well, so that we can. It'd be nice to have somebody from the Red Horde, one of you chatters, winning that trip over would be amazing. I'm trying to relax a bit. The only challenge that I had as I was in the emergency room yesterday with the little one is that's 2 trips in the last 3 months to emerge. Just keep the boys alive. That's the only thing that we try to do. Steven says now that we're up to Mullin is not coming in. That may change the poll. Maybe I have to update it and let everybody vote again. Is now he won't play at all, being changed to the winning one as it was earlier at the 65th minute. I think that he'll come in for a cup of coffee right at the end. What do you think, Brendan? Is Mullin going to make an appearance?
I think you have to do that, right? Like, you don't want him coming in for the first time expecting to go, 70-something minutes, right? Like, let him come in, let him see, gain pace, try to open it up a little bit. And, you'd expect it won't get too physical, and he doesn't really have to get into the mix. So I think he should.
And the other thing that I haven't done, and that's on me, and I'll have to do it during the game just to make sure I get enough of them out there. I haven't mentioned our sponsor. These watch-alongs are being brought ad-free this game and all season long from Ultimate Promotions. Ultimate Promotions, if you're looking for custom badges like that one, they'll do your soft enamel, your hard enamel. They'll do the pressed ones, which is this one. If you're looking for the medals that you can get for run competitions or unique ideas, badges, whatever you're looking for as far as it's custom wearable stuff, they've got big corporate companies like KLM, the airline, Air Canada, the paramedics, Home Depot, as well as a bunch of different clubs that look for pins. They do free artwork. They do free shipping. They will set it all up for you. Reach out to ultipromo.com or ultimatepromotions.biz to go and check them out. Go and grab them. They've been kind enough to donate market rate to make sure that you guys get this ad-free. And if you're on X or Twitch and you're watching, now's a good time to come over to YouTube and join in the chat there. It's a little bit more active and a little bit easier to follow along. But yeah, that's lots of people. I still think it doesn't matter to me if we were up 5-0. I think even if it's just a 5-minute run out, you put them out there because you're at home, the cheering, the recognition. I think that's massive for the fans and for Mullin. And I also think that you just want to give them, as Brendan just said, some game time. So we will see what happens. And you got the agreement there from Antoine. 85-minute sub there. Kim says if Wrexham is still leading, sounds good for Mullin. So I'm the most reliable broadcast. Isn't that scary? I'm operating. I mean, the fortunate thing, give Brendan the kudos on this one. He's jumped in this season and he's now producing at home. The quality of the audio is picked up. The video's all there. He's got a better system than I've got, power and things. And so he's taken over, freed up a bunch of the production time, adding little tidbits and things and as the season goes on. And so massive credit to him. But yeah, a guy in Massachusetts and a guy in BC able to put out content and hold on to the audio stream at a pace better than the club is able to provide.
So I didn't tell you, but as I see flops, since I don't have a flop counter, I now have the image pop up above your head. You're unaware, and you were like, "Oh, Palmer pulls him down." I'm like, "Nope, flop." And I have the flop image going right above you. So
I don't even get warning from you that you hit the flop meter.
No, I'm flopping it. Flop.
And here I am cluelessly saying that it's, oh yeah, I got ripped down. Good stuff. The joy of having you in the controls. As long as I don't end up taking it. Actually, they did this on one thing, and maybe we could add it. Is they gave a GIF that the chat could control. That was a punch in the face. And it went through, and when people didn't agree with something, if they built up enough points, they could say punch, and then it would a GIF would a graphic would pop up and throw the punch, and maybe we give people the control of that. But yeah, everybody cheering for the producer beat. Now that I've suggested it, Brandon's going to probably look and try to how to make that happen. I got to get a new razor. I broke mine, but it is what it is. But yeah, good stuff. I'm here for the comedy as the players are starting to make their way back out. Mark was with us and he said hello and he was here for a moment and then he disappeared. So I don't know if they've got a loose wire somewhere or what the deal is.
I just brought the table up. I know we don't want to care where we are, but I thought you could at least see the scores of the games that are in play with the teams around us. So
yeah, so I have no problem looking at the table early in the season, and towards the end, it's a bit of a jinx. You know what I'm finding is you go down the draw column and you're not getting a lot of draws.
Yeah,
it seems to be disproportionate win and lose this year, but right now you've got 3 teams sitting on 9 points with Huddersfield and Charlton leading. So hopefully that changes. And I'm still surprised by Charlton. I know everybody called it early and they were all impressed by them and the new manager being able to vastly improve the team when he came in and they went on a mad run, undefeated, and I think 16 at the end of the year. But I didn't have their players rated as much. But you've got Huddersfield and Charlton leading with Stockport and Wrexham, Birmingham sitting 4 and 5, and then 4 teams at 6. There's starting to be a divide potentially happening. I know it's early, but you get that separation from 9 and 10, and then you go 4, 3, 2, 1, and you've got Leighton, Cambridge, and Shrewsbury all sitting without a point at this point, and all sitting with losses. So balls on the dot. Wrexham going from right to left on your computer screen. We're underway. Reading left to right, and we played back to O'Connor, and here we go. Oh, and I got asked who scored the goals. Palmer on a header, jumping over top of Mbengue on a beautiful chip service from Barney on the right-hand side, flicked it into the air near the far post, and Palmer. Easy header and an immediate celebration with Fletcher. I guess it took him the time to get there. As McLean grabs it, maybe not. It's going to roll too far. And the second goal was a swarm through the middle of the pitch, and McLean ended up getting the first opportunity and bounced it off the post. It came out to Marriott, who was like 2 yards away from the goal, and he took a shot, and Pereira was right there to knock that one down. And then it landed on Lee's foot, and with Pereira down and out, he just punched it into the empty net. Stockport, good because they've made so many changes. They brought in some real players. They've definitely improved, but they've also had an easier schedule. Their schedule is fascinating because their running is hard. They've got 3 real tough games back to back to back, and their end of November, December is really, really tough. So that would take that. The link is in, Andy. The link to donate is in the pinned comments. So it should see a pin that says donate to my Terry Fox. If you click there, you should be able to do it. And Deandra found out that you have to have no more than 3 characters in the state if you enter that in. So you'll have to modify things to make that to work to do the donation. So any donation is welcome. If you've got some change, go ahead and throw that in. Mike from South Africa. We're pulling in the South Africans today. I'm flopping it. But yeah, John updating Palmer and Lee. Lincoln 3-0 up on Mansfield. So every game is for this one. It's not televised, 3 p.m. blockout. So it's I follow everywhere except for the US. You've got Golazo, Paramount Plus covering it. Yeah, lots of South Africans today. And I will take it. Anyway, we've been underway for 2 minutes, but nothing exciting. It's just been more Reading with control, but we are pressing a little bit more. And McLean able to nick that? He does. He nicks it and keeps it in play and advances it forward to O'Connor, who lifts it to try and get it to Marriott, but it's cut out. And then knocked out of bounds by Craig, and we're going to get another run at it. Aruba here. That's where Deandra usually is. McLean trying to nick it, not able to. Ehibhatiomhan over on the right-hand side here, and he gets the ball nicked from him, and Lee gets it over to Cannon. Cannon from a distance. Hammer scores! Cannon by name, Cannon by nature. Right-footed thump, and we're up 3-0. Whoo, baby! Yeah, so there's the Cannon discussion. He hasn't shown up. And then thump. I don't think there was a spoiler that time, was there? I don't think there was. Was there? But Cannon thumping that one through. Amazing stuff. And so that was on a hard tackle on Ehibhatiomhan that I was borderline foul, but this ref hasn't been given him the whole time. And it's just served over by Lee into space. And from 20 yards out, right in front, and O'Cannon has a look and right foot thumper through everybody to the left side of the net. And Pereira stands up and points at his defenders and says, "What the hell are you doing?" Dorsett, you could see him come screaming in late. And the center back who was standing in front of him could only curse. Blendon getting beat, not able to get the block. Ooh, yeah, baby. 3-0. Keep it rolling, lads. Dobson, nice little play, but the pass gets up intercepted, but they turn it over. That's Savage giving that one away, and it's served back to Ogonkwo. Miss hit, but it might land to O'Cannon. Ooh, I said O'Cannon? O'Cannon. Cannon. Does he give the free kick? I thought that was a dangerous header that was coming in, that came in there. Man of the match, just a thorn in Reading's side. Charles, are you talking to Cannon? Who said Cannon taking Cannon out? I wonder. We're going to have decisions to make on a game like this as to who man of the match could be. Aaron says championship at this rate. Oh, it's a long season. Oh, we got an opportunity there. Marriott steals the ball, gets it over to McLean dancing towards the 18-yard box. People spreading around. He's going to go far post, trying to find a far post late entry from Barney, but he's not able to get there. And that ball hit Dorsett in the head, and he's on the ground. And we'll take some time out. I don't think that was a limb. I think that was a ball. Lincoln laying the boots to Mansfield, up 4-0. Barnsley safely up on Northampton. Mullin come in to have a donut with that cup of coffee and a 5-minute stroll. Off the beak, Dorsett takes that one. Seeing stars. Western Australia. Oh, and the son was born in Wrexham. Ooh, that's one of those ones where you're glad it's in the summer and the ball's got a little bit more give than a game that's below 0 or something. You take that one off the schnoz. I take back what I told the guy from Reading that Wrexham's offense is struggling a bit without Mullin. Eesh, yeah. I mean, it's hard not to look at us and say we can be a dangerous club and cause a mess in this league. As Marriott, being a bulldog, almost nips that off of Elliott, but it doesn't. It goes to Mbengue, and he gets it up to Akande. Akande and O'Connor in a race. Just an easy as is. Well done defensively again. And Lee forward to Palmer. Nice little touch, but Mbengue there to chip it away, and now it's Palmer trying to scrap it in return, but he gets too much of Craig. It'll be a free kick the other way. Palmer tries to get another one off a wing. And the nice thing is as to subs, they don't have a lot of them. Ehibhatiomhan, does he keep it in? He does. Well done by him to be able to nick that off the goal line. He takes on Barney's cross all the way, but nobody home to take that way. I said 1-0. They shut both me and Kim up. As Blackpool goes up another one, 4-1. Blackpool looking for their first win, up 3-1. Lincoln up 4-0. That'll be 2-0-1 for them to start the year. Smart man, Mr. Wood. And now I'm getting Morse code with the feedback. So frustrating with the audio. Yeah, when they got rid of Aziz, they cut out pretty much the only real sub that they had. Our defense has been massively impressive. Brendan saying in my ear that he'll happily fly over to Wrexham to clean up the production issues. Palmer with it, and I wonder what system they use. I'm assuming it's wired, and they maybe need to, with the new Wi-Fi, look at another option. Is Ehibhatiomhan doing some dancing around Cannon and gets the ball back as there's a nice little interplay in the midfield as they're 35 yards out. Palmer, opportunity to nick the ball away. Oh, that's not a... what do you call that, Brendan, in the background? That's not a flop. That's not a flop from wing, but that's an appeal call on the... I don't think that was a foul that should have been given, but in any event, it's entered into the box, headed away by Dobson, deflected, off of McLean, off of a, what's his name? Akande. And then kind of spun towards goal before cleared out. And in any event, Okonkwo has it. Sorry, Brendan, you were saying something and I missed it, so feel free to repeat that one. Yeah, they seem to be in the crowd a little bit. Yeah, I don't know how the setup is at the race course, but whatever they're doing, it's not working. Credit where it's doing. And Deandra said she may pitch in so that you can go over, Brendan, and clean up the audio. Headed towards Okonkwo. I mean, how do you complain about the results so far? The new additions have all looked good, and we've got, I mean, maybe Lewis Brunt is a bit of a step down into what I expected we were going to get from him. But as to Dobson and Rathbone and Scarr, and they've all been good. Marriott's been a nice addition from last season. Marriott with it, looking to get that one here. Trying to fight Mbengue, and it's just going to roll out. Vinyl, nice to see you. No, she's talking Mark Griffiths. It's a nice little dance of league, pushing around, and he's earned himself a free kick. And did he get stepped on the chest? Yellow card comes out. Yeah, I think that was not for the first foul. I think that was for the follow-up step over and caught Elliott right in the chest. I'm rubbing my chest in sympathy on that one. Elliott into the book. I want to go and check a stat here before I make a stupid comment, an uninformed comment, and just double check something. But yeah, Lee, that's not the first foul that pulled him down, but stepped him on the hand is where he got him. Yeah, I think in a way. So I'll focus on this just while we're at it. Only a 2-man wall. Interesting. Maybe tough to get up and down. We're only 20 yards out, but you've got O'Connor and Lee there. I'm thinking you take a crack at this, but everybody's lined up. A 2-man wall covering the near post. And we're lining up. By the movement, it looks like O'Connor is going to be taking it, but I think that this would be for a right-footed Lee. Try and bend it around that and just hammer that in the far corner. And near! Got it around the wall into the near post, but Pereira, that was the right play and the right call. It had to be right footer, and we're going to get a corner from it. And Lee, he's moving to take it quickly and gets the short corner away. Gets it to Lee off from McLean. Dobson, far post, right. Barney's there with Dorsett. Headed towards Palmer. It's open. It didn't fall. That was O'Connor up there. It landed on him, and he tried to do a spinning volley to try and get his left leg. It looked like right leg planted, left leg up. I think that's what that was. And it rolled up and over, and it was one of those ones you could see it hanging, and you're like, if it falls, it's in. If it falls, it's in. The left footer, and he rainbow shotted it, and you were waiting for it to fall, and it just didn't land there. Hi. Swarm on, lads. Cambridge draws closer to Blackpool. I missed that, Brendan. What almost goal of the year? Yeah, I think that would have had to have been one of the ones that counts for sure. Elliott trying to get past Lee. Dobson deflects it over to Cannon. Well handled by Dobson and Lee to frame out Elliott, and then for Cannon to collect the garbage, and they clear it out and just force the Reading throw. Indeed, Craig, this has been a fun one to be a part of. Way more exciting than, and yes, I'm a homer for Wrexham, but I think even if you were a neutral, you'd say this is way more exciting than the one we watched this morning involving Stockport and their 2-0 win over Bristol Rovers. Audio seems to be improved as Akande dances around McLean. Well done. Crossed into the box, and guess who's there? EOC. Savage, though, lands on his foot, and he hammers that one wide. I don't want to jinx it by saying the comment that I want to say, but we have gone 2.5 games and McLean doesn't have a yellow card. Knock on wood. What's going on? Still no shots on goal for Reading. It has been a defensive masterclass, and this is a team that picked apart Wigan and had opportunities everywhere. That should probably been a 4-0 game. And so, is this the away curse, or are we just that much better? Swarm, and a foul. Shush. I guess I have to accept the hate now if it goes south. I say it comfortably in a 3-0 game because there'd be no reason to do the hard challenges. You might let things go a little bit. Is headed by EOC and off of Dobson's mouth, and Reading's able to pick up the garbage as that bounces around up the town. And O'Connell in there again to strip another one off of Elliott and just clear that one out as Dobson's still rubbing his mouth after taking that header from about 3 feet away off of his lips from EOC. Oh, everybody's shushing me. And there's some love for W&G, which is definitely fitting. Spent many years living down in Cambridge, have a soft spot for them, love the updates. I certainly do too. It's fortunate for me, fortunate for the community. And I'm still being told to shush. Love it. And Mbengue with it. He's been relatively silent and outshone in Dorsett. Ehibhatiomhan. And just stripped easy by Dobson as I've lost my feed. What? Everybody's lost their feed. And so now we're sitting there talking in the dark. Do I go to FOTMob and follow it? No, we're back. We're back with no audio. I can hear the crowd. See, this is the part that I don't understand is we get the audio. We're just not getting Mark and Mia through the system. While we're in play and just getting underway, another reminder, ad-free all season long, thanks to Ultimate Promotions. If you need your pins, your badges, your medals, go ahead and grab those by going to ultimatepromotions.biz or ultipromo.com. Free shipping, free artwork. They'll set you up with whatever your design needs are, even if you just want them for a birthday or something custom event that's going on. They've got all that for you. They do impeccable work. They've got 48 years of service. Lots of 5-star reviews everywhere. My sister's got it figured out. And I'm happy to say that even she paid full rate. So supporting us and supporting you. And so I'd love if you guys look for that to have a look at them. If you need pins or badges, back at it. And Elliott able to squeeze through 2 defenders and Dobson just comes back and nicks the ball. Amazing, right? You've got the wing back and the left back get beat. And out comes your defensive midfielder to just run back and save the day as they're running into the 18-yard box with an easy little kick, keep, and then turns it the other way. Elliott on Dobson now, 19 yards out, tries to get around him, pulls it over to Akande. Akande inside the area, draws it back to Craig, and he shoots it, and Dobson just shimmies his left leg out, and his hips don't lie as they make contact, and he knocks it out for the throw-in. Yeah, John, and I've loved it. He's been letting them play the whole game. He set the standard early, and he's maintained it throughout to the end. And so, but yes, it has been shocking how easy it is to strip the ball from Reading today. And Mbengue with it, long throw coming, gets to the near post, and Dorsett tries to scissor it towards the front of the box. But it comes off his knee and then gets cleared out, and it'll be another Mbengue throw. Yeah, that's the frustrating part. And Couhig posted as that throw gets into the area. Just let me call this one as EOC is there to head that one out of the area, and Reading grabs it again, and that was just a stumble and a bumble. And Marriott able to interfere enough that did that get deflected out? It did. So deflected by Mbengue off of Marriott, who was challenging him, and he'll take another long throw. I mean, it is frustrating with the Yaidong saga and what's going on in Reading. And Couhig was there and took a picture on Instagram, posting himself basically saying it's over, and in front of the Reading building. And so hoping that it gets done, and it needs to get done. And the longer the delay is, I'd just be frustrated, as I was hoping that there'd be an announcement. And getting Couhig back into the EFL, moving from Wycombe as an owner to Reading. Long throw coming. Mbengue makes it to the near post. Dorsett gets up there, heads it on, and Ogonko comes out and confidently collects that one in his hands. Not really called upon, but he's had 2 plays where he's come out confidently to grab the ball. And here we go. Barney in the middle of the pitch. Gets it up. Long ball from Dobson up to Cannon, who's over on the right-hand side as Barney tries to get forward. Gets it over to McLean. Left footer! Oh, that got his hand and then up. And did that hit the post as well? McLean with the opportunity there. Everybody having a look. Open, and he just misses it. Did it get the hand? Left foot. No, doesn't look like it got the hand. Just straight over top. Yeah, just straight. 2 feet. Yikes. Rotherham jumps up on Wycombe. 1-0. What's that do to the table? Rotherham closer to the bottom, looking for their first win. If they get that 3, they've had 2 draws, so it'd be 1, 2, and 1, and move all the way up to 5 points, which would be a big 10 position jump. Yeah, 10 position jump on the table. McLean dances. Oh, and he gets wiped out. Akande catches him. And so we'll get a free kick from another dangerous area. This one just at the 18-yard box, about 5 yards away from the area. I don't think you're taking a crack from there. I think you're serving it into the box, but we'll see what happens as Akande just comes in with the left foot and steps in front of McLean and wipes him out. Running down the wing. No audio from Mr. Griffiths, but we can hear the crowd into it. Oh, take that one back. Just as I pumped it all out, WMG advising us that goal disallowed. McLean misses the easy one. I think, yeah, he'll be dreaming of that one. Nightmares. Lee right-footed served it in. It was there for McLean to get a head on it, and I think that was instead Craig who got his head on it. No, it didn't. It was McLean who got his head on it and missed the net to the right. It's been fun. Like and subscribe down below. Let the algorithm still know that we're here. We got time to draw in more people. And a reminder that donate to the Terry Fox thing, the link up in the pinned comments up at the top, and the poll should start 65th minute. Anticipate some subs coming in here soon. The team has been in good form. You almost want to leave it till the 70th, 72nd minute before you cut there. First 2 goals, Palmer with the first one on brilliant service from Barney, just headed it over Mbengue and found it in the far right corner. And the second one was a team swarm goal. McLean with the shot hits the post. It bounces out to Marriott. He takes a shot. Pereira saves it, and then it comes back onto Lee's foot, and he hammered that one into the back of the net. And we've got a sub. It's Fletcher. I'm assuming that's going to be Fletcher for Palmer. Had himself a game. And that's just scary when you're looking at the other team and you have Palmer sitting there as the bully for minutes, and then you have Fletcher with his touch coming out. Palmer off, Fletcher on. Yeah, that's true. Revan with the pace. Nice little add-on as you've got gassed players everywhere. As the long ball forward, Fletcher mishits it, but it still lands to the feet of McLean, who gets it to lead on the left side. Back heel, McLean in space. Oh, kind of a bad first touch, but now to Lee. Drags it forward. Can he get there before it goes out? Touch, and Mbengue is able to vacuum it onto his foot, and he gets it to Elliott. And that's what I'm impressed with. The nice little tackle by McLean going the other way now. Switch over to Barney. The Barney versus Dorsett battle. Here it comes again. Barney gets across, far post. Fletcher towards the area. Oh, headed away, and they had Lee was sitting there screaming for it to try and get a header on it, but it gets cleared away. McLean now left at the side of the area, draws it back. That's not a shirt pull. That's an underwear pull. Just grab the whole thing. You yank it back. No foul called, and now we've got a run. 1-on-3. Smith moving forward. Ehibhatiomhan coming up in support. By the time he got forward, is he given that? Foul given as O'Connell, they say, got too much of Smith. I missed where Max was in that build-up coming, or the defense coming back. So he was the reason the breakout happened from the pass back. Yeah, 5 authors. Gotta love it. Oh, Wycombe over Rotherham. All that money they've spent. fall down last year. They reload. They bring in a ton of players. And now potentially sitting there staring at 21st into the relegation spots. Yikes. Wrexham, 11 shots. So dangerous territory, 20 yards out, going to be a right footer, and he's going to try to bend it down, and nope, not able to do it. Got too much underneath the ball. $11 shots, 6 on target, 4 big chances, and you stare at the other side of the board. 6 total shots, nothing on target, nothing big. Expected goals 1.18 to 0.44. We've been surgical. We've been clinical when we've had the ball. And the press has done well to nick the ball everywhere as Mansfield takes away the clean sheet, 4-1. Remember Dover season 1. Let's not remember. I don't remember. Purge. Mass purge. Reading with it. Wing gets it over to Savage. Dorsett, 20 yards out. Barney, shoulder barge, maintains possession, clears the ball. Well done, sir. It's all we need in a 3-0 game. You don't need to look to build up if you don't have to. Just get it to safety and move on. DeAndre. Aw. Mansfield scored. That's cute. Kick about in the midfield for Reading for a period of time. The passing, 345 passes to 160. One-sided. Hey, Gareth. Up the shag in town for sure. Appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. Moving forward, Elliott with it, 25 yards out, looking to dance. Dobson misses a stab, so still Elliott gets it to Ehibhatiomhan. Elliott again grabs it, turns it over, and tries to get it to Wing. Wing now, 35 yards out. He's going to, thought he was going to have a crack, but instead he drew it in. The fake kick attempt. The collision in the middle of the pitch, nothing given, says play on, so they'd gladly do that. That's Marriott and I should know by now. Bindon got tangled up there. And here comes entry into the box, and McLean able to go and knock that one away from Akande. Can he get there and save it? No. But good back header, well headed to get that away from the threat, and they're going to set it up. Left-footed in-swinger coming. I thought it looks like they were trying to get it short, but McLean got over there in time, and so Savage going to serve this one up. It's Cambridge. What are they doing? The comeback is on. Did I get my 10 donations? I'll check that in a second as it comes into the box. It's in the area. It's there. Whoa, big save, Ogonkwo. Woo-hoo-hoo. That's one of those ones where that's all about the angle. It was 3 yards away. And Ogonkwo comes running out, and we've got a player down right in the 6-yard area, and Ogonkwo is going to go to the ground too. That was Dorsett, I think, who was the guy who got the shot away, and Ogonkwo comes running out, and in short quarters ends up knocking that ball away. And it's a knee injury, and he's grabbing it and in some pain. So dangerous left-footed entry into the area, and it's headed down, and it is Dorsett who's there, and Ogonkwo landed on him after making the save. So that was just make yourself as big as you can, go straight horizontal, and try to cut off any angle that ball can come off of. And Ogonkwo lands on top of Dorsett, and Dorsett writhing in the pain. Argyle forgot it was Saturday. Mullin, 72 minutes. The bib is off. He's standing. He's got the focus on. He's ready to come. We've got Mullin. Super Paul Mullin for Marriott. Just don't think you understand. Blazing red and white. Fucking dynamite. The applause, you can hear it already. As Marriott comes off the pitch. A solid effort from Marriott. Doesn't hit the scoreboard, but he was there in things. He had that opportunity that bounced off Pereira before Lee scored. Did his job, despite not finding the back of the net. But Welsh Pool, W&G. Stay-at-home dad life. Oh, there he is. Onto the pitch, running along the midfield stripe. 74th minute, if that's what you called. SPM makes his arrival. So close, Deandra. If not for the Dorsett injury, you may have been right. And all you hear is Super Paul Mullin echoing in my ears as the crowd is all you can hear. It is a beautiful, wonderful Saturday. The weather is great in Wrexham. The club is up 3-0. Mullin runs his butt out there. Hey, let's not cheat on 72nd minute. It's 73-20 when he came in. That's 74th minute. No? I'm just being a pedantic. So ready now with control of it. Dobson with a beautiful tackle. Just the amount of possession he just takes. Oh, and Lee leaves it for McLean. He runs it forward. He's got Mullin over on the left. Mullin with it first touch. Draws it into McLean. Oh, too heavy. Right sight, right idea. Just a little bit too heavy. Love the smell of 3-0 in the morning. Ooh, that's a competitor for comment of the match. We need a fundraiser from his microphone. Versus I love. Do we have a poll for that one before we have man of the match? I love the smell of 3-0 in the morning. Cambridge must be going nuts. Yeah, drawing that one all the way back. 4-4. Were they 4-1 down or was it 4-0 down? I think it was 4-1. 4-0. Crazy. Or Antoine, are you predicting that we're going to get one more here? Prediction. Mass subs. Young guys coming out. So that's Wareham. 8 for 14. That's Rushisha, so he often gets minutes, so nothing really there. You got Wareham coming in. Where's not number 19? That looks like Boyce Clark. No, that's not. Can't be Boyce Clark. Who's the other guy that's there? Savage comes out on the Wareham sub. And that's got to be Tuma. And that Tuma, I think, is one of their young academy products. I don't know how many minutes he'd have. Something to potentially check is he's going to come in. And I'm going to need the name for this gentleman because I don't see a 3. Oh, Garcia. And I think he's the other academy product. So they've decided to give the young guys a run. It looks like he's going to go on to the left back for Dorsett. I want to bring up the FB for Reading here. I don't have anybody announcing yet, but I'm hoping to bring them back. Maybe you're just ahead of me, Denise. Northampton drawing it closer with Barnsley. We'll see what happens there. It'd be nice to have Northampton at least eke out and take some points away from Barnsley at home. Gustavo, where are you watching from? And glad you're here and able to get caught up. That's the whole idea, being the gateway. And for those of you, I always recommend iFollow if it's available, to try and bring in as many people as we can. As Cannon with the ball gets it over to Barney. Barney moving the forward. Got Fletcher and Mullin up, but he's forced to spin back and around. That's got to be given. Too much in that one. The challenge just got pulled down. What's he grabbing? His finger? He's looking to pull it back in. Yikes. Can't recommend I follow in good conscience right now. Cannon goes to ground. Looks like he's got a dislocated finger or something going on the left hand. And so they've said pull him off the pitch. So he gets grabbed by one of the subs, Rushisha, who grabs him and pulls him down. I think when he went to brace himself, he must have hurt himself. Blackpool's playoff dream may have just ended in August. Well, I'll throw that one up there as we get an opportunity. Fletcher with it. Yeah, doesn't get enough on it and just rolls gently. Let's bring that pole up. We'll close this one down. End pole. Does a healthy Rathbone replace Cannon? Yeah, it is hard to tell just because we haven't seen as much Rathbone. But it's always worth the question. Yes? No. Rathbone has quality. And there we go. Mullin with the nick all the way back, and he's looking to try and set things up as he gets rubbed in the back. And that's a flop if you've got that flop button from Mullin. Wrong game to try and draw things. Dobson still out there tackling hard. Knocks that one free, but it goes to Craig. Craig gets it forward. Elliott now right in front of the area. And then it's hammered, and it's blocked down by Lee, who does the sprawling dive. And Fletcher gets it from Mullin. Fletcher, nobody ahead of him, so he's trying to maintain possession to get red bodies moving forward. Gets to the end line, and is it going to go up for a throw? He's just running backwards, and it gets nicked by Ehibhatiomhan, and they say, play on. Ehibhatiomhan onto Cleworth, flicked over and behind. Wareham with it, dancing, looking. Comes on back. Start the poll. And there it goes. Mexico. Good stuff. Elliott Lee grabs it, nicks it. McLean with it. And we're going to look to build up on the side. And McLean goes to draw it back. Goes a little bit too far. Has to save it. And it goes back to O'Connor and just says, you know what? Let's thump this down. We got 10 minutes left in this game. And is it going to bounce out? It is. And Mullin goes to play it. It's clearly out. And the Reading's complaining that he's wasting time. That's a tough question. I mean, I'm not Revan going to be coming in here, and Jones drawing in. Northampton doing it. Comes even with Barnsley. That'll make a mess of the table. Rathbone is quality. Cannon is proven. From everything that I've heard, I have to go with Rathbone. But then it depends on like what your thoughts are on Cannon. And I'm sort of take Brendan's discussion at the half of maybe you have like those ugly road wins and you get Rathbone there for the midfield control and the box to box work that he does. And at home you bring Cannon because you're going to be on the front foot. It makes sense to me. Too early to say? Yeah, maybe. Well, I'll make you make the hard choice because that's the default answer is it's too early, I think. I think forcing the answer might be a good one. I'll leave that one up for 5 minutes, and we're going to have to start to talk nominees for player of the match, and I would love to be able to help you guys out. Barney in the first half, that placement of the goal was something special. Palmer put in a day's work. Dobson and the whole back line has been phenomenal. I think the only person on the pitch, oddly enough, that you wouldn't consider would be Ogonkwo because it's still no shots on goal. Or no, you have one shot on goal because of that big save on Dorsett. But other than that, I don't think he's in the mix. O'Connell, that would be my nominee. Despite being up 3-0, I think I still would go with O'Connell because he just ate ball the entire time. Lee's a choice, yeah. So O'Connell, Lee, Barney. That would leave us one more spot if we only get one more nominee. Another sub, Elliott coming in for wing. Oh, no, Elliott coming off. I thought that was wing going off. Must have missed it. That's Abrefa drawing in. The young guys for Reading getting some spin. Yeah, Dobson. Okay, so I've got 4 unless anybody else wants to throw it out there with O'Connell, Lee, and Barnett. O'Connell, Lee, Barnett, and Dobson. So We'll put that one up as a poll man of the match. And then do I do a poll for comment of the match? Because we've got two of them. Mullin is desperate to out one for the pop. Yeah, no, I mean, tough to do. His role right now, the balls are just going to get cleared down. And so he's going to have to be pitbulling a ball and find a way to free it up as that gets banged off of Dobson, rolls out harmlessly for a throw. And that's going to be a Brefa who's going to run and take it as the ball boy. Not so accommodating, even in the latter minutes, getting the ball to reading attackers. McLean can't get it from a Brefa, but Brefa gets it back. Dances around Jones. Draws it on back. Wing almost playing in the center back position. I'm with you. And compared to what we saw against Wigan, it's just a completely different club. And so that's either a statement for us, or it's just this Reading team being cursed away from home. It's two different teams. They were one of the better teams in the league at home and the second worst team away. Dad and brother at the Tottenham game, check their result. I don't have that one. W&G, do you have that one ready? 4-0. Tottenham over Everton. Yikes. The poll for Cannon, we'll close that one off pretty quick. So if you haven't voted for it yet, it looks like most people, but it's close, say Cannon's proven, so you keep him. John says, still only 4 donors. Yes, that would be the big thing as we'll look to wind this up. Even just $5. I'd love for you guys to be able to donate to a great cause. Terry Fox, cancer research. Donate because me as a smoker running, I deserve a couple of bucks just for that. Maybe, arguably. And also the opportunity to win the prize of a flight to Wrexham. I'd love that opportunity. If you're there and you got a couple of bucks to spare, the link is up at the top of the pinned comments. Go ahead and throw that in. Otherwise, I'll be doing a mass Twitter scramble as well afterwards, trying to find a couple of people to throw some money in. Frustrating without the audio, but we're going to have a corner here. Going to be a right-footed in swinger served up. Near post, bounces around on a bunch of feet and just harmlessly gets punched back out. As that wing entered that in. Revan nicks that one. Dobson goes out. Still late in the game. Dobson, kamikaze-style collision, probably imminent, but he's able to... Or was that Dobson or was that Mullin? That was Mullin who did that? I'm back from injury. I thought that was Dobson, just who I expected it to be. I didn't expect Mullin coming back from injury to be running at a guy and end up making a tackle by deflecting it off of him and then going out for a throw-in. Forwarded, Revan left it to chase on. Well played. That was a nice play to play it forward, just not able to collect it. Lee, midfield stripe, able to get control? No, but Dobson says, I can control that, but the pass goes the wrong way and the whistle just blew. Didn't like something in the afterplay, and I didn't see anything because the camera was angled, just came out of view. Must be free kick for them as I see McLean hoofing it to come back into play. 87th minute, at a time. We got to have it, at least 4, I would think. Dorsett went down a couple of times. Ugh. Got wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's catching up with me. Moles only knows one speed, 200%. Smoking is obnoxious, but vaping might be more so. Cross into the box. Ogonko easily collected. Puts it in his hand. Holding on to the ball. Thanks, Sci-Fi. I appreciate that. You can do it anonymously. Former smoker comment. Yes, we're allowed to make those. Favorite Bruins fan. I just saw the comment you made, John. On my... No Paramount Plus. I tried that because I heard a rumor too that it was also on Fubo, and I chanced it. But Paramount Plus here has everything but the sports coverage. Jones with a heavy pass trying to find Revan over on the right hand side. Glad he woke up after 7, couldn't buy the match pass, and so you scored. I don't. The thing is iFollow went down for everybody, even with the full season-long subscriptions. We had to log in, log out if you had that option, or find another browser. McLean and O'Connor get tangled up, and here they come dancing in for free. Cross over, it's there, shot. Off the crossbar and down, didn't go in. They're calling for it. They say it went in. Nobody's raising their hand. I don't think it went in. I think it hit right underneath the bar and bounced down. As that was the substitution, Rushesha, who had the opportunity, right-footed, put it through, and it just bounced crossbar and down. Woo, Charlton, 2-0. Yes, DAZN does have some of the matches, the ones that are covered by Sky. They've taken a select few of those ones, and so, but it's not. They're not geo-blocking, so you can still get iFollow for that one if you wish. As Mullin grabs on Mbengue and pulls him down, it'll go the other way. Trying to get around him to get an opportunity at net and grabs him and pulls him. Having a chuckle at Rotherham 21st. Absolutely. Fortunate that was the sub Rushesha, I think, that was taking that one. Hammered that right footer from, what was that, 19 yards out? Maybe even closer. I think it was on the other side, actually. 17 yards out. Had opportunity, had it open. Yeah, no, I gave it a shot. It didn't work for me. I was debating of doing the VPN work, and I know somebody who registered their credit card in at a McDonald's in Seattle, and they bought Paramount Plus, and so they've got the full coverage with their VPN. But no, I get geo-blocked. And because this season iFollow's working for me for all the matches, I'm just going to cover them as we go. 90th minute, we'll find out how much added time I'd think for. 6. All right. Rushesha with it, looking for Ehibhatiomhan. Nothing there, so he draws it back. The young guy, Garcia, on the left side, returns it to Rushesha. Goes on a run, doesn't get the return ball. It goes to Ehibhatiomhan. He tries to get around Revan, and nope. Easy as stripped away. And Mullin not able to maintain possession on that one as they push it down the floor. This has been a lot of fun. Arthur, man of the match. No, it can't be Arthur. He made one save, and then he got helped out by a crossbar. I don't think he's in the running for me. So I'm going to stop this poll and start the man of the match, and then we'll do comment of the match if nobody. And if we don't have time, I'll just have to make a call. And the poll, start a new one. Who is the man of the match? Alphabetical order, then we're going Barnett. I think this one's going to be a close one. Dobson. Add an option, Lee. Reading building up down the right side this time, but still spinning it back. And it's been a lot of maintained possession and then a brief little foray. And O'Connell. As crazy as it might sound, I'm actually in a 3-0 game going to vote for O'Connell on mine. But the poll is up. Have your say. The Red Horde man of the match. Revan. Nice little flick out. Just easy, clear, and leaving it up for Fletcher and Mullin to battle it on. And Mullin's able to deflect that off of the young Garcia. And we'll get a throw in. MK Dodd, thanks for subscribing. Appreciate the subscriptions. If you are still watching or you're over on Twitch or you're over on Twitter, feel free to come over to YouTube. Most of the action's there. Hit the subscribe button, and I do those hors d'oeuvre videos and Who Are You series. So you'll know when those come out, and you can follow the preview version that we do. A little bit simplistic, maybe for those of you in the UK who know the history of the clubs and the teams, but for the new fans, an option to get to know who we're up against. And then you've got the hors d'oeuvres, which that last one I did regarding the charge that we faced, and what that's going to be, probably a 2,500 UK pound fine to the club, I would assume. If you would have told me that we'd have 7 points after the first 3 games, I wanted 8 from the first 6. And so I thought if we got 8, we're still in the mix and things look okay. Looks like we might be doing better than that. And yeah, it is a full scramble for man of the match with interesting Lee, 34% taking the lead. Kim voted for Mullin with a write-in ballot. Long ball searching in and then easily covered. Yes, Rathbone. Is that a jinx though? In North America, you can't say the word unless and until it happens. It's like the perfect game or a no hitter in baseball. That out in hockey, and it's not allowed to say it. Giselle voted for the hair gel. Deandra said, let us have one win, so she's surprised as well. Lee was all over the pitch, fighting like a beast all match, collecting votes as well. Another one for the gel. Ooh, little dance through there. Right footer, nothing out of it. Forget about it. That was the most recent add-in they brought in. A Barefa. 2 minutes left. Throw your votes in. We'll probably be here for a little bit just to chat about the match before we wrap up and soak in things and what comes next. And certainly doesn't get easier for us. That's for sure. Ogonko dancing. Right footer. Revan takes an elbow in the head as Ehibhatiomhan turns around to let that one go out. Reading player 22 yards out, misses the net by 22 yards. Georges, maybe next match we'll throw that one in there for a poll. We'll get the comment of the match once this one ends up going through. Xerxes. I'm getting reminded by. I'll mispronounce it again, I'm sure. Lee took McLean. McLean crossed it, but it just snapped up by the center back that subbed in there. I think that was the sub instead of Binden. Spun out in any event and cleared out, and we're taking our time as it's the 96th minute approaches. Why the 4-3 ratio? Are you talking about the... Are you talking about my screen? I haven't looked at my screen. Am I on a 4-3 ratio for this one? I think the reason being is because we've got to capture the graphics, and it's been a bit of a thing. No broadcasting experience for me. The first time I've started doing this stuff was for this. We've wrapped up. It's a final. You can put 3 points on the board. Add her to the win column. We'll have a look at the table. 2 clean sheets out of the first 3 games against decent competition. Well pointed out by John. Wouldn't be a game without Arthur kicking at least one out of bounds. Also there. Did not expect that at all. That's 3-0 and in control throughout. Lee eking out the lead right now. Deandra, thanks for being here and appreciate you. We're going to be here for at least 15 minutes, maybe a little bit longer as we wrap this one up, and I stare at the clock. It's still early. That one seems to have gone really, really quick. So I've got 30 minutes before I get into trouble. So I'm going to use some of that time and talk about this one. So get in your final votes as you leave. That one's close. And the other thing before you leave, just as a reminder, let me go do the update. I've got 5 at least. Refresh on the update for the Terry Fox donations. Even if you just have $5, throw it in there. Well done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more is what I'm looking for. 2 more. If 2 of you wouldn't mind, that I ask ever so kindly, throw those in the box, and then we qualify. And I'm going to send my reminder out as a comment to be like, I'm registered in my first Terry Fox, I think, since I was 10 years age. And then a 5K run, somebody said, hope I win. And then I realized they were talking, hope I win the competition, not hope I win a race, because it's certainly not competitive. And I don't even know with my lungs whether I'll be able to make 5K without having a stroll around Stanley Park. But 4th place on the table now. Let's do that. Brendan, are you sliding in?
Yeah, I'm in. Yes.
You're in. Grab that table there while you're at it. And we're just watching the no post broadcast, so just watching the players walk around and celebrate a raucous racecourse crowd. Obviously didn't hear attendance, so we'll have to look up what that was, but I'm going to shut down that and then just chat with you guys. Time to get the kids ready for the day. Good, have a good one, Dawn. Enjoy it. Have a good one, Denise. Appreciate it. Like and comment, or like and subscribe before you leave, if you haven't already, just to let everybody know that we're here. We've been able to, and Vince with a good point there. And nice to see you, Vince. I didn't see you earlier. If I missed you, had to merge a lot of new players, and we've done that. And looks like, I mean, we still have Scarr to add and Brent to slide in. We've got Revan's, I think, well adjusted. Dobson's all in, and hopefully we've got one more before the end of the window closing, and we'll have one more game before that as we look another tough one away to Peterborough, who 2-0-1 so far this year. They're sitting at 6 points, just 1 point back from us, so it doesn't get easier for us. I don't have the time to do it. I promised that I would spend more family time, and so maybe towards the end of the season, and you're the first that said that they missed it. So we'll see. But thanks everybody for being here. Like having you guys in the chat and connecting and communicating, and John's wisdom and Kim's wisdom and humor, and the questions from the new people, the Wrexhamites that show up to be able to give details as to what's happening there. It's been it remains an awesome experience to go and take that. So we've got the table up just to walk through it. It looks like most of them are finals, just waiting on Barnsley to finish to see if that one's going to wrap up. But let's bring that table up so I can look at it, because I can't see the screen that's up there, but it's there. Stockport earlier in the day, 2-0 comfortable win against Bristol, who really did nothing other than the first 6 minutes of the match. They came out like banshees, and then it all settled down, and Stockport took control of that one. In a 2-0 victory. One of those goals gifted to them on a horrible play by, and I forget his name, Mola. Horrible header that landed right to Barry at the edge of the box, and he just smashed it in. The other one, Hooten scored, well deserved. Huddersfield, their 3 wins in a row, a nice comfortable home win against Shrewsbury, and Charlton at home against Bolton. Stays undefeated, so that's a big win for them. Bolton now all the way down in 13th, 1 win, 1 loss, 1 draw. Obviously, we stay up, keeping pace with Brum, who managed to eke out a 2-1 win on goals by Anderson and Alfie May, doing what Alfie May does. And then going through the rest of the list, Peterborough obviously went through them, 2-1 win over Exeter City after falling down early. What else do we got? Lincoln City, they had an impressive one, right? Well, a 4-1 win over the Mansfield. Still don't know what we've got with Mansfield. They started well, and you asked the question, and then a draw, and now a thumping from Lincoln City. Crawley Town, first loss of the year. I mean, and to Wigan, who did not look good. Now, granted, Wigan at home, maybe they were going to do something more special, and we're waiting on the Barnsley match. Are they going to end up with a draw? That would be a 1 win, 1 loss, 1 draw for them. 2-2, and that is full time. Northampton and Barnsley. Now, what's Northampton doing in 10th? Fascinating stuff. I'm going to click on their matches. More matches for Northampton, because they beat Exeter City, they lost to Wycombe, and then they drew Barnsley. So still got some stiffer competition for Northampton to do, but a lot of people looked at them as a possible relegation squad. Still in the mix here. Then you go, obviously, Stevenage, another team that people thought we may lower in the table. They have a draw against Burton Albion, a weaker side, and Reading, Bolton, and then the rest we've gone through. 2 teams left without points. The Shrewsbury at the bottom, love to see that. We've got them coming up, and although they're bottom of the table, you take a derby and you never really know what's going to happen. And Leyton Orient's still looking for their first win. And the fascinating one, Rotherham, looking at relegation. That's just ugly. Brendan, what do you think of the second half?
I was impressed. I was worried we wouldn't come out strong, and we'd just be playing soft and trying to park the bus a little bit. But I'm glad we didn't. And we looked more relaxed. Defense looked really good. A lot of different offensive chances. We're connecting really well on our passes ahead to our forwards. So I wonder if that's because they're not as fixated, like when Mullin's in, he almost always has someone on him. So it's hard to hit Mullin. He has to box a guy out.
Yeah.
Typically. Whereas just about everybody else has been free, especially out on the left wing today was wide open. So.
Yeah, and to your point of scoring, it not only by committee, like everybody sort of had a crack there, right? McLean had a post and a volley that he rocketed over. You score one from a beautiful service into the box and a nice header. Somebody did something, and they're not happy in the living room. You've got the mass melee goal that McLean, then Marriott has a shot, and then Lee finishes it, and you've got. And then you've got Cannon with just the thunder strike, the cannon from 20 yards out, just blasting one into the corner. I mean, we scored all open play and by committee. I guess the only thing we didn't have was a set piece goal. But defensively, I don't want to ignore defensively how well O'Connell, especially O'Connell and Cleworth played. And I thought the story was going to be Barney and Cleworth having to shut down Ehibhatiomhan, and they showed that early and often that they had control. So.
Yeah, I just brought up the FOTMOB stats, by the way, for the game.
Okay, so we'll go through that. Who let Brendan back in? He's in control, John. He's in control. Oh, I guess I didn't say I missed it. Fair enough. And that about the after 90 minutes. Good with or without it. Yeah, I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed doing it. I enjoyed getting the feedback from Dazzle and from Matt and Josh joining and whoever signed up to chat about it and to kind of talk club. I want to be able to spend more time with the youngins, and so we'll figure it out. Ooh, McLean, man of the match. That's interesting sponsor choice. And yeah, looking at if you're doing the FOTMOB stuff before I look at the stats, Lee was the man of the match with 8.7, Dobson 8.2, McLean was at 8.0, Cannon at 8.4, and O'Connell, who I said was my vote, 7.5. Everybody but Marriott in the green or the blue, and then for them, just nobody really showing up above a 6 except for Binden in the back. Have a look at the poll here while we're at. Oh, you're at the FOTMOB stats, so let me bring those up as we go through it. I mean, 67% to 33%. Maybe I should do a refresh just to make sure that it captured the refresh. But yeah, that's what it was, 67% to 33%. The expected goal is 1.23 to 0.71, so not giving a lot of credit for the opportunities that we got, but I guess surgical and clinical in closing it down. 4 big chances, 2 of them missed, so we scored on 2 of them. Fascinating that we score on 2 big chances. You call them big chances, but you don't give us an expected goal on those. Passing 474 to 184, but that's what I mean, straight downhill and after people when we go through. But third browser to get a game and the audio was a fail. It's been a frustration. I'm sure there's going to be tweets about it. Taking my donation back with Brendan in charge. He's controlling the stuff. Brendan, do you have comment? You have the controls.
I'm trying to give good production and good statistics, and John's getting all these free shots while I'm busy.
The War of Massachusetts live. McLean might have been. Yeah, I give that. McLean is. I mean, he had the post. He had the left-footed ball. Or was it left-footed or right-footed? The volley attempt, anyway. I think he actually took it off of his right. That he swung over top of the net. Rest of the shots that are there. So accurate passes, blocks. We had 3. We ended up with 6, and that's sort of the story of the back line, right? They were there when Reading got through, and it was few and far between. There was just mass collapse, especially in the first half, but also in the second half. So they were there. 7 shots on target out of 12 total shots. You end up doing that, you're going to find the back of the net. And we were able to do that. A glorious game that puts us up near the top of the table. And we've got tough games coming. I mean, we've got Peterborough next week on the road, and then we have a derby match, and then we've got Brum. So it's not going to get easier. But then, hopefully we've afforded ourselves well because we've got Crawley, Leighton, Stevenage, Northampton, Lincoln City, Rotherham, who's not performing well, before we hit Huddersfield and Charlton in October. So, an opportunity for us to really do a thing. And I'm excited about that. I'm going to bring up the poll there. Who was your poll for man of the match, Brendan? And why?
I thought that the the crosses by Barney kind of sparked the whole team. We were very threatening multiple times, thanks to being able to get it out there and get those in. And I think that got us in a positive mindset and on a roll. That's about the only differentiator I could see. Everyone was so good. I mean, if you told me Dobson, I'd say, yeah, sure. If you told me Lee, I'd say, okay. If you wanted to pick someone on the defense, I'd say, yeah, they were all killing it. So I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just, if I had to pick someone, maybe I'd pick Barney as the spark there with those great crosses. So.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to shut down the poll in about 2 minutes, and we'll bring up the comment of the match and see which one, balancing that between two of them. It's been a fun day. The Stockport game and Bristol one was a whole hum one to watch, but it was nice to be able to see other League One teams. I've raised it a couple of times. I don't know what your thoughts are. The 3 p.m. window and how it affects attendance, strongly believed by a lot of people in the UK, that if you end up putting the games on TV, there's going to be less people in the stadium. What's your take on the 3 p.m. attendance? What's your take on moving the games around such that you're getting stuff that's happening before and after 3 p.m.? Do you like it? Do you welcome it? Is it kind of ho-hum? Who cares?
So you asked a bunch of questions there. The question about how do I think it impacts attendance, or will it in the UK? No, I don't think it will. I think it was wrong to think that. I mean, maybe when television was such a novelty where people were all excited to be sitting in front of the television and see a show when there was 3 channels, right? Maybe, but not now. I mean, the excitement of going to a game, we're sold out all the time. Being at 3:00 and seeing it on television has nothing to do with it. People want to be there. So I think, if it impacts anybody, maybe a few clubs on a cold, bad weather day, if their team isn't doing well, they'd watch it at home. But they may even consider not going to the game. So, I mean, I don't think it'll really make a significant impact. Negative one, anyway.
So I've shut down the man of the match. There's the final odds. Lee gets it, 40%. Barney at 25. John, by the way, agreeing with you and struggling with the fact that he agreed with you, Brendan, if you didn't see the comments. Dobson at 21. And the man I voted for, that's two in a row that I'm off, according to the other members of the Horde. So start another poll, comment of the match. And will I have enough characters? We need a fundraiser.
Yeah, all the clean sheets by John's pointing out, clean sheets by Charlton and Stockport is pretty impressive. Charlton really, because they played far better quality. Stockport, yeah, I mean you did the job with who was in front of you, but
yes,
I would say Charlton's opponents were more impressive.
Yeah, for sure. Yet to concede, and John just identifying there, only 2 let in by us. I mean, we've had Reading supposed to be near the top, and we handled that challenge in earnest. Bolton doesn't drop points very often at home, and we were able to take one there. Peterborough is going to be a big ask, and they've been performing well. Birmingham, despite they're not in bad shape. Birmingham, right? Let's have a look at the table again. They're in striking distance, 5th, same record as us. And so, a lot of people end up saying, haha, Birmingham's been struggling, but they've got 2 wins in a row and seem to be performing all right. That's going to be a battle. But if we're able to get 3 from Shrewsbury at home and eke out a point or 2 from those other tough away matches, that's about as good as I could have hoped for from the first 6. And then the challenge becomes we've got to do what Stockport is doing and take the expected points. New poll is up there. I'm just checking things. Seymour, did I get to 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You guys are awesome. Awesome. So we'll see what ends up happening with that. And Set up your own. If you're Canadian, you put it out on Twitter. I'll make sure that I promote it. Terry Fox is an outstanding organization that has raised millions, tens of millions worldwide. And so the Wrexham run, I actually don't know what date that is. I'm doing September 15th. But if you want to take part in that and you're in Wrexham or wherever you are, you can go to the Terry Fox Foundation website and find out a Wrexham run. Set up a webpage, grab your stuff. It doesn't have to be for the competition, but just to do the right thing would be awesome. Stockport's at Mansfield next week. I'm waiting for that Mansfield one. My Who Are You probably will be a different tone. I got to talk about the pitch because I got a lot of slag from Stags fans. They don't like me. That's the only fan base that is clearly not a fan of mine. And I'm okay with that. I love it. The vote, I love the smell of 3-0 in the morning. That's way up on this one. I'm sure Kim's going to get her own because there's brilliance throughout that I get a chuckle from. I want to sit down and have a cup of tea or a beer, whatever it is, with Kim and have a rattle. What else can we talk about? What do we think? Do we look forward to? Do we know anything about Peterborough enough to talk about them, or do we leave that for the Who Are You series? Do we talk about any other specific performers and what we saw? I mean, do we go through the lineup? Or do we just end up saying, well,
as far as Peterborough goes, I think it's a winnable away game.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to look, I'd rather us keep our fortress and our home record and the feeling of invincibility that you have when you're there. If we're going to lose any games, I'd rather them be on the road. So if they were to lose to Peterborough, okay. But ideally, you're going to have to get some wins probably on the road, and this is one you could get, I think.
Yeah.
But again, I'd be fine with a draw as well.
I'm just going to bring up their Football Ref website. If you're looking for websites that are out there in addition to FOTMob, the one thing that I like about Football Reference is they aggregate all the data nicely into a good little table. And so if you haven't checked out fbref.com, that one, FOTMob, livesportstv.com, those are the three that I go to. I'm with you, John. We're definitely in the mix. You look at it, they haven't allowed any goals, but they're not really scoring either. So 4 going into this one, and how many did they score today? Was it 2? I think it was a 2-0 win when I remember seeing it earlier. A 2-1 win. Mothersale and Fernandez scoring, and so that's new goal scorers. So they've got 2 goals a game they're scoring as an average. That makes it pretty easy. Randall and Poku got 2, and then today they get Mothersale and Fernandez that pitch in 1. Young squad. I mean, they've got a experienced goalkeeper, Jed Steer, 31. But you look at their lineup, Randall 24, Poku 23, Collins 24, 22, 23, 18 with Sam Curtis. 23, 20, 20, 23, 24, 19. Young. So that's fascinating to me. So you're going to expect some young talent and capable ball players. So it'll be interesting to see how the old dogs do against the young guys, the young pups. Haven't looked up their gaffer yet, but I'll get that one out there and hopefully by Tuesday and see if I can find a response video. That one not able to be done just because I couldn't coordinate with the time difference to the UK to find a Reading fan that did the response, but I think that was well received, so I want to keep those ones going. So we got the Peterborough thing. We've got I was going to look up when the Wrexham Terry Fox run was, because they had a whole bunch of people. October 13th.
Matt's had a bunch of good posts from the game that I had just put up on the screen with awesome. Mullin coming into the game and everything. So.
And the highlights, if you were wanting to get them, Fearless and Devotion has them up on theirs as well. But yeah, we have a strong squad. I mean, we went out and got Scarr, paid big money, got Rathbone, paid big money, and they haven't been playing it. John intimated that there was an injury or a potential knock. If I read in the chat right, John, you can correct me if I misread that or misremembered that. But then there's the standard rule, right? Win at home, draw on the road. Always a good formula. I haven't put the video out. Maybe I do that this weekend. 23 wins will get you into the auto promotions. 28 wins will guarantee that you're in the autos. And so when you think about it, you win your 23 your games at home, you don't got to do much scrambling to be able to get to the rest of them. And if you maintain the fortress perfectly, you're guaranteed to at least be in the autos, or not in the autos, in the playoffs. So you're going to eke out a couple of road wins, but yes, win at home, draw on the road, and we're near the line where we have to get to. He's out for a while. I heard it's hamstring, and it's going to take a while to recover. I mean, we know that from experience that it's going to probably be a couple of months at least, I would suspect, before he's back. I heard it was pretty significant. So bad luck for Davis, especially after gaining as much love as he did after the performance he had in the last game against Cheltenham. Is that who it was? Yes, because Luke Young scored in that one as well. But he had the header goal, and then the set piece thump from the just outside the box. It was good stuff. So what more to say, except that was an exceptional day. I've had a blast. I mean, it's 9:17 in the morning.
Gonna be another great weekend now. Good week.
Yeah, everybody's happy
week,
and
right?
solid week, and Wrexham affecting our emotions. Good, bad, or otherwise. So I'm super appreciative for everybody there. Looks like we're going to give I love the smell of 3-0 in the morning. I'll have to make a graphic up for that. Try to get that one out earlier rather than later. I'll wrap this up. So if you've got last minute comments, thank you guys so much for donating to the Terry Fox run. Now I've got to go out and hit a treadmill or go and pound some pavement so I don't die during the damn thing. And I'll see if I can make it through. But that'll be a lot of fun. And so massive appreciation to you guys for that. And yeah, take care. Oh, as I spit my Nicorette out. I will see you guys next week. Same groovy time. And I haven't looked. Maybe I should look up and we can talk about that now, just before I sign off. League One matches and find out if there's an early one. I don't know if you're dead set against it or if you're normally up in any event. There is a tasty treat next week. Rotherham and Huddersfield at 4:30 in Rotherham. That's Rotherham wanting to prove itself and find a way to eke its way out of the basement and having Huddersfield at the top of the table, trying to maintain and step on them. So that one actually looks pretty tasty. So we might do the same thing. If you guys are down for it and Brendan's down for it, stay tuned to the channel and we'll follow that as we go through. And I did think of one more thing when I was looking at that I wanted to look up. Oh, the transfer window. Is it closed on the 30th or the 31st? Transfer window, EFL, August 2024. The 30th. So that game on the 31st, we may be talking about a new player. We may be talking about a late fax machine. Hopefully not. Or something else going on. If there is a move to be made, it will be made before we come back for that Peterborough match. So that'll certainly be something to watch. And we'll see you Saturday. And that's exactly where we are. Thanks, John, for joining us. Thanks to everybody for joining in and sticking with us and following this one along. It's been a ton of fun, and I appreciate you guys. It's been a great game, a great weekend, a beautiful performance by Wrexham, and up the sheep shagging town. Kudos. Take care. See you Saturday.